So walk me through this. Obviously, you didn't have a clipper in your hands and you weren't born with this talent. Were you doing anything before barbering? What was that journey like?
So I went to school as normal, and then I was like pretty good at like maths, and I was like okay at science and things like that. And when I left, I kind of wanted to be like an engineer.
Really?
Well, I think I didn't really. I think because my dad's a software engineer.
Okay.
He kind of pushed me down that direction because I was good at maths and I was all right at science. It kind of made sense. Naturally, your dad's going to try and like
push you into the thing that he was inspired in.
Like because if I had a son, I would like them to like what I do, because then you've got something to kind of hand down to your kids. And you can obviously help them with like obviously he's got a lot of experience that he could then pass on to me.
Right.
So I went to college for like, I think it was like 9 months.
Okay.
And it was my first time, obviously being away from school, being in college, being around like a lot of different people. I'm not with like the school friends anymore.
Right.
Starting to like grow a little bit and like making new friends. And I started just, do you know what skiving means?
No.
Like not going to class.
Oh, I've done a lot of that.
So I was like,
a lot of skiving.
Yeah. So I was like not going to class, and then ended up like dropping out. And then I went and did aerospace engineering, which is
holy shit.
Yeah.
I bet no one could expect this, right?
Nah.
No one expects it, right?
So I did aerospace engineering, and I probably did that for about 6 months. I really wasn't enjoying it.
So you must have had good grades in school then.
Yeah, I was pretty good in school. I mean, I played a lot of computer games, so I didn't do any revision. Really? So like no studying. So I didn't do as well as what I was meant to do.
Sure. But you did good enough to be going to aerospace.
Yeah. Like I say, like aerospace engineering is like physics.
So let's do this, because I really want to dive deeper into this, but let's reverse. Let's go a little bit back. Okay. What was your childhood like, right? Like you grew up in
a good home.
Right, but what was the area again?
It's called Wallsend.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit of a rough area, but I mean, we lived in like kind of like the nicer part of Wallsend. Okay. So put it this way, people in school thought I was posh. Like, you know what I mean?
Because the area was so bad, but you were still posher than the area.
Yeah. So I lived in like a very normal house, but because typically like the area is like not like a wealthy area, like people thought I was posh.
Right.
But certainly not the case. But yeah, pretty good childhood. Dad worked away a lot.
Right.
Majority of my childhood, I never really seen my dad.
Really? Because he worked so much?
Because he just worked so much. Right. He worked away all the time.
Was your mom around?
Yeah, okay. She was around. They ended up like separating when I was like 15.
Okay.
So that was a bit of a
tough part.
Yeah, that was like a tough couple of years, really trying to like figure out whose side am I on, where am I staying, like where am I living. Yeah, that was like a little bit all over. But yeah, then I'm trying to think. So
good childhood, family was around. I mean, father wasn't around as much, but you lived in a decent family home.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports? What was that like?
I was a cross country kid.
A what?
Cross country, running.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was like a good runner.
Professionally?
Nah, not professional. I ran for like the school.
Okay, right. And that was the sport you played?
Yeah, played a little bit of football, but
like
bad.
Soccer?
Yeah, I'm bad at soccer.
Really?
Yeah, 2 left feet. But because I was a good runner, I was like the guy on the pitch who just did all the running, like putting pressure on players kind of thing. But like really bad at actually playing football.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you like in high school though, in like middle school?
I was quiet.
Really?
I was quite a quiet kid. Like I kind of didn't really have a growth spurt. Like I didn't really like hit puberty until I was like a little bit older.
Right.
So like I was really small in school for like the entire time I was in school.
You weren't the cool kid in school. Like you weren't everyone like, yo, that's Sam, right?
I was kind of like in the cooler group, but very much like
the quieter guy,
kind of like on the outskirts. But I got on with everyone. I've always, I got on with the kids who were like geeks. I got on with the kids who were like chavs. Like, did I explain to you what a chav is?
Like a Guido?
Like a bit of a, how do I explain this to like a Canadian? Like the kind of hooligans, like the troublemakers. Like
kind of like a Guido.
Yeah. So I got on with everyone. Like I always had like a good rapport with people, but I was really quiet.
Did you get a lot of girls back in high school?
No.
Really?
None. No confidence, really shy. Because I was just small. Yeah. I didn't really have any confidence at all.
So let's talk about this. So you're in school, you have your group of friends, you're on the quieter side, and then you finish high school. Now you're in college. Mm-hmm. You're going into aerospace, dynamics, engineering, whatever.
Yeah.
you realize it's not for you. What happens next?
So once I was in college, I was seeing a girl, and she was like an apprentice hairdresser.
At this point, by the way, you're still shy, or like you like blew up and now you're confident and you're like the Sam that we know?
Yeah, when I went to college, like I was saying, I started like not going to class.
Right.
I started to get a bit of confidence, like starting to go through puberty a bit. I was starting to get a bit taller and, like be a bit more like, not mature, but just kind of started growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Started doing well with girls, because I was in college, you're around all new people. You're not around your school friends anymore.
True.
You've been introduced to like a whole new bunch of people, and you can kind of like reinvent yourself a little bit.
And you have to adapt. It's different people. You're not used to them.
You're not the quiet kid anymore from school. Like just kind of growing up a little bit. So that's why I stopped going to class. I was going to parties and started smoking. And
did you have tattoos at this point?
No.
Okay.
I didn't start getting tattoos until I was in like my mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in college. You're partying. You're getting a little bit more confidence.
Yeah.
You get into a relationship.
Yeah. I started seeing a girl, and she was an apprentice hairdresser at Sassoon. So sometimes she would need models. So I would go in and be a model for her, and I was probably more interested in it than what she was. So I was the model, and I was like, "What they doing here?" I'm like, "Why he's doing this? Why he's doing that?" So that made us think that, I was interested in it. But also, like when I was a kid, my mom used to work in a hairdresser's. She was like a beautician.
Okay.
But we used to sometimes would go there after school. Obviously, we'd go there for a haircut, and sometimes we'd just chill there while my mom was working. And I used to like watch her boss cutting hair, and I always used to love the sound of hair being cut. I was always like fascinated by it.
Right.
So I always thought it sounded really satisfying, and I always used to like getting my hair cut.
So like you were very picky with your hair, like you cared a lot about your hair? Or
no, I was just fascinated by like while she was cutting it, I would sit still. I didn't move. I would just sit and watch.
Wow.
I wasn't like an irritating kid.
Right.
Like you get these.
You were like inspired by what they were doing.
Yeah. We always found it really interesting. And even my mommy's mother. So even my mom, I would sit and like comb her hair sometimes and play with her hair. So when I went to college and I'm seeing this girl who's like an apprentice hairdresser, I remember just saying to like my mom, I think I want to be a hairdresser.
Really?
Obviously my dad was like,
what the hell?
Yeah, because obviously I'm going down the route of
it's like complete opposite,
Yeah, and I was like, no.
And probably was a stigma back then as well about barbering, right? Or like
hairdressing. Yeah, and as well, like all my friends, they're all like electricians, they're all builders, they're all like going to uni and things like that. And everyone's like, why are you going to be a hairdresser? But I don't give a shit. I'm going to do whatever. I'm not cared about other people's opinions.
So you were kind of a rebel in a way.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah. I was just like, this is what I think I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
How quickly was that shift? Like, was it like a long period of time where you were thinking you were still in school, like considering it, or was it like, I'm done and I'm going to do it now? Yeah,
like I didn't even think about it when I was in school. It was when I was being a model for that girl.
Right.
That was when I was like,
it was a shift.
Yeah, that was like the first time I was in like that salon experience, and she was being taught how to do it. So I'm listening to all this information which I'd never like heard before, and I'm like, oh, I like the sound. This sounds interesting. Sounds fun. It sounds creative. But like at the time, you didn't get into barbering if you wanted to be creative. If you wanted to,
it's true, because it was so limiting.
Yeah. It was just
with the haircuts and stuff, right?
Yeah,
with guys.
It wasn't like, it's not like what it is now. It's like a massive industry now, which is like, it's very
way more creative now.
Yeah, like it's a much bigger industry.
Yeah.
Back then, it was hairdressing. It was like the age of like Tony and Guy and things like that. Tony and Guy was huge. It was really cool. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a hairdresser.
So cool.
Yeah.
So I want to know about the shift. Like at this point, you go to this girl, right? You're inspired. You've already been somewhat inspired because you were fascinated with what you were getting before. Was that shift like quite quick? Like, did you like, what happened after? Did you go to school? Like, what was the next step after realizing, like, okay, this is what I want to do? And how quickly did that shift happen?
Pretty quick. Like, I'd kind of checked out of college pretty quick after that. I'd had meetings with me tutors and stuff, and had said like, I'm not really like interested anymore. So I went to find out like, how do I become a hairdresser? So I went to college, started doing a college course, and then I got like a placement in a salon. Okay. So then I think I started my placement.
What's a placement like?
It's like an apprenticeship.
Okay. So like, you didn't go to school, you did the placement.
Yeah, so I did both. So you got an apprenticeship, but then you also got like, you went to college every week. So you worked in the salon 4 days, and then you went to college like 1 day.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I started that like, I think my first day at the salon was like the day after my 18th birthday. Okay. So from being 18 up until now. So like 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long was the apprenticeship? Like, and what was that journey like? Like, you've now gone to college. You're getting your, I guess, was it a license that you're going for?
Yeah, it's different in England. It's not as like strict as what it is in
US.
The US and like Canada. You don't need licensing. You can go into a shop with no qualifications and you can just cut hair.
Right.
But I did my level 2 hairdressing, so that was like a qualification. That's a qualification I did. So you would learn in the salon, and then your tutor would come into the salon,
right,
and they would like do tests in the salon. So it was all like work based.
Yeah.
But I think like, you know, once I'd been in the salon for a couple of years, started to realize that like it wasn't really women's hair that I was interested in.
Yeah.
So basically, whenever a guy used to come in the salon for a haircut, like a walk-in, all the girls who worked there would shit themselves because they used to just do women's. So if a guy came in, they don't know how to cut guys' hair. Like think of a hairdresser now, they don't know what they're doing.
It's true.
And I would be like, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
But you didn't know how to do it either.
I didn't know how to do it. I was like, I'll do it. So I started cutting guys' hair, and then whenever a guy would come in, all the girls would be like, give him to Sam, because Sam will do it. So then over time, I started to build up a male client base.
And confidence, because you started doing more of them.
And there was a couple things that I realized. One, I realized I had so much more fun doing guys' hair. I had more conversation doing guys' hair. I actually knew, like, I know what looks good. And whereas like with women's hair, I can't relate. Like, I don't care about women's fashion. I don't take an interest in it. You know, I don't read women's magazines. I don't know what Jennifer Aniston's hair looks like. Like, I don't care. Whereas guys' hair, I do look at it in that way. So I started to realize that like once I would come in and I would look at my column of clients, and if I had all guys in, I would be like, oh, this is going to be a sick day. If I came in and it was all women, I was like, oh.
Would you get paid for it back then as well?
Yeah. So I was getting paid.
Yeah.
But then like even my boss kind of realized, she was like, I think you need to work in a barbershop. So she actually let me stay in the salon while I did my level 3 barbering course.
Wow.
So then I finished my level 3 barbering, and once I'd finished that, I then went left and went and worked in a barbershop. Yeah.
Where was that?
It was called Tom Baxter's, and it was just like a normal barbershop. Quite traditional.
Walk-in?
Yeah, it was walk-ins.
A lot of heads.
When I first started there, it was a lot. It was like walk-ins. So I kind of started there just before the industry started to like accelerate.
How old were you?
I would have been like 21-ish.
Okay.
21, 22, something like that.
Did you like it at that point, even given the fact that it was like walk-ins? You were still limited. You probably I was learning then though, because like when I went from the hairdressers into the barbershop, the guy who I worked for was actually like very good, like very busy barber. And that's when I started learning like traditional barber techniques. So that's when I started learning clip over comb, scissor over comb, how to actually cut like a barber. Whereas before I was still kind of cutting like a hairdresser. Right.
But what gave me an advantage was like, I've got years experience of working with like long women's hair.
True.
So when guys were coming in with like longer hairstyles, I was no problem. Whereas a typical barber then didn't know what they were doing. So
that's not what it is now. A lot of guys now have like precision-based styling under their foundation. Or
10 years ago,
it's different, very different.
People didn't know.
Exactly.
So I got busy very quick in that
because
shop.
You had two types of clients: long hair clients that are men, and short hair for fading.
So that's when I started to learn how to fade properly when I worked for Tom. And that's when I like really like started to like cover all bases in a way. Yeah.
What would you say like at that point, right? Like you're still learning, obviously you don't have the background you have now. What was like the most challenging thing for you at the time? What did you feel like you struggled with? Even though hairstyling was something that you were decent with, and you probably had a bigger clientele than most barbers did.
Yeah.
What was like the hardest thing during that time?
Like technique wise?
In general, doesn't have to be technique. Was it maybe even like building a clientele? Like what would you say?
I didn't struggle building a clientele at all. Like because I was so...
There was no socials at this point as well, right?
But I was a nightclub promoter as well. So like that era, I used to work like 3 nights a week.
Nightclub.
So you have to get people in clubs, like, you know, try and get as many girls in the club as you can. But then like guys, I would be like,
come get a haircut.
I'm a barber, by the way. So if you want a haircut. So because I knew so many people in the city centre.
This is where, by the way, back where we were born, right?
Yeah, this is in like
Manchester yet.
Okay. This is still in Newcastle.
Okay.
Newcastle, it was small, but it was like heavy, but it was all bars. It was a small town.
Okay.
But Newcastle's known for its nightlife.
Right.
Because it's just full of bars. And because it's so small, everything's in walking distance. So you get a lot of stag do's, a lot of hen do's. Like, it was a bit of a party city. So, like, working in nightlife in that era was, like, sick.
So cool.
Yeah.
And you did that because, did you do it because of the money side of things, or was like a funnel for you to get more clients as a barber?
I think that was an unintentional thing.
Right.
I think just naturally I was, like, trying to get people in,
right?
Just by being pals with them, just being like, by the way, I'm a barber, like, come in, come see us. I liked working in nightlife because it was a way of like socializing without drinking. Like, I would go out, I would earn a little bit of money without spending, and you would just chill all night and just talk to people sober. Like, I've never really been like a big drinker.
Okay.
Like, for example, us going out last night, I would never normally drink that much.
Sure.
Like, it's just...
That's rare.
Yeah, and even when I do drink that much, I drink a lot of water because I don't really like the feeling of, like, being drunk. And I've kind of always been like that. So for me, being a nightclub promoter was a way of, like, being out, not missing out, and just getting paid a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's so good for networking, things like that. No,
it's true.
Yeah, and they used to help each other, like the jobs, like barbering and nightclub promoting, because when I was working in the barber shop, I'd be like, oh, we've got an event on Wednesday night. And then if when I'm at the event on Wednesday night and you meet new people, I'm like, I'm a barber, come and say he's a barber.
True, so, you build a clientele quite quickly doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that happen before. I know a few barbers that did like security at the same time as barbering. And I know those guys were able to get a lot of clients right away.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So, okay, you're a barber, obviously working, you're starting to build a clientele. Would you say like cutting was a challenge at all? Or would you say there wasn't much challenges for you through your career?
Yeah, like...
Because you enjoyed it, you probably were talking to a lot of these people, you knew
like,
these people.
Yeah, like wet shaves, if anything, like something I've never been like confident with was like wet shaves. But like in terms of like actually being in the shop, there was nothing that like would really like...
What about scenarios? Because you probably didn't have the skill set you have now. So was there never like crazy scenarios of like you fucking up on clients and like people getting mad at you at all?
Nah.
Or you like learned, you adapted and like...
Yeah. Like there was like little mistakes, but like British people aren't big on complaining. So you could make a mistake and the chances are they just sit and accept it.
I haven't met those British people yet.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like there's been times where like I would be practicing with my feather razor. Like trying to get good with a feather razor, and I would accidentally take like a big chunk out of someone's fringe. I did that once, I remember, and I was like trying so hard to style it. I was putting loads of clay in his fringe to try and like get it to stick up, but it was just sticking down because it was like so short. And he was just like, "Yep, perfect." Never cut the guy's hair never again. Actually, there was one funny moment I remember, and I didn't even realize I'd done it at the time. But on a Saturday, we used to start work at 6 a.m. in the barber shop. So I used to finish working in a nightclub on a Friday night at like 2 a.m. And then I'd go to bed for a couple of hours and then I'd have to be at work for 6. So the first clients of the day were always like old men because they're always like up at 5 a.m. shirt on. Like,
who's really waking up at that time?
Yeah.
Which I was also going to ask you. You were waking up at that time to cut hair.
That's hair, mad, bro. So you'd go in and you'd be like exhausted. And I remember there was this one time my first client jumped in his chair. I'd never done his hair before. I was like, right, what we're doing? He was like, yeah, number 3 all over. So I was like, right, mate, no worries. Number 3, bzzzt, straight through the top, right? Buzzed it all off. Number 3, right? The whole time he sat there smiling, like happy about it. He pays, leaves, and my boss comes over and he goes, by the way, double check next time that they actually get a 3 all over because he normally just gets a 3 on the back and sides and a trim on the top. But he said 3 all over. So I was just like, boom, just straight off. He didn't like even show the slight, like he didn't give off a vibe.
Were you jacked in tattoos at the point? At that?
Nah. So but he was happy. He was just happy as Larry. I buzzed his hair off. He paid. He left with a buzz cut, which he would never normally get.
And you would think differently because Brits like are pretty vocal if they don't like something, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I think we're more reserved than like Canadians and Americans.
Maybe.
Yeah, but that was quite funny. But like, I've not had a load of like sweaty situations cutting hair. Not really. Apart from like probably the first time someone with an afro sat in my chair. I've never done an afro in my life. That was pretty scary.
How did that turn out?
Now that I look back, bad. The shape was so bad on the top, but I just didn't know what I was doing. No one had ever showed us. Like I didn't comb it out or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It had like moisturizer in it, so everything was like quite moist, and the clippers weren't working properly. Oh, it was horrible. He was really happy about it, but then my boss after was like, he said never let a client leave look like that again.
Wow. Well, that's a good boss in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing that he said that, because he was obviously scared.
But also come and say something while he's still here. If it's that bad.
He didn't do that.
No. Because
he would say it after.
Yeah, but he was the type of guy who like he loved it if you like fucked up. Yeah, like
because he shows he's better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So talk to me about this. I think some people maybe know this story. So how do you go from being a barber, you're cutting in the shop, to then like getting opportunities with like Geordie Shore? Like, was there a point where you said, "Fuck barbering, I'm gonna do this now"? Or what was that moment in your life, and how did you even get that opportunity?
So like when you work in nightlife, obviously you kind of like you know a lot of people. So I already knew like quite a few of the Geordie Shore cast. So I used to get invited to like the house parties when they used to have house parties. So I'd go there, get really pissed and act an idiot, jump in the jacuzzi fully clothed, got kicked out. Yeah, like, and I would go to a few of the house parties. But then when they would be like casting for new staff, they would ask the cast like who would be good for the show. So then like
they would ask the members.
So then you'd get approached and they'd be like, "Would you like to come and audition?" I was like, "Yeah, sound." So went and auditioned. I didn't get it that time, but then like the next time they did auditions, I got it that time. But when I went on there, I'd said before I even went on is like, "Can I take my barbering equipment in? Like, can I cut hair when I'm in there?" Because I always knew like that was going to be the end goal. Like regardless, like
you weren't trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna be on Geordie Shore, I'm gonna be an actor. Or
nah. I knew that like
it was gonna help with the barbering stuff.
People come and go from that show all the time.
Okay,
like more people have been kicked off than stay on. Like you've got to make.
What is the show about, by the way? Sorry, I've never seen it.
Geordie Shore is like just a house full of people from the northeast.
Okay,
who just go out and get pissed.
That's all it is.
And they just film it. And
just film people getting fucked up.
Yeah. Like in the early days of Geordie Shore, it was like crazy. It was like the start of reality TV, and it was real like shock factor.
Right.
By the time I'd went on, it kind of chilled out a little bit, and it was a little bit more.
Because people had seen it already.
Yeah, we got into its like later seasons, and it had to have a bit more structure to it and stuff like that. The audience started getting younger as well. So like when it first came out, it was like kind of, you know, like young adults that would watch it. By the time I went on, it was like teenagers. So they had to like start make it a bit more PG.
Okay. What was that like?
The experience of being in there. It's a cool thing to say I've done. It's to see that side of it, the other side of the camera, if you know what I mean. Like to be the one getting filmed and to see how it all works. But I didn't enjoy the experience. Because the whole point of the show is to get you as drunk as possible and to film it. So you're getting blackout drunk and you're waking up not knowing what you've done. And it's going on TV.
True.
And they can edit it and make it look however they want. To be fair, they made me look good in it. People thought it was funny. Like I didn't get any hate. So it can go one or two ways. Like if you're a bit of a dick, they will make you look like a dick. They'll edit it to make you look like a dick. If you're a nice person, it's impossible to make you look like a dick.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
How are they gonna do it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I went on there and I like cut hair on there. And then I got kicked out at the end of that series.
What does that mean? Like
I got voted off.
Oh, so it's pretty much like the audience that's watching makes the decisions of who stays on.
They don't. The production do.
Okay.
But they kind of kicked me off to bring us back. Do you know what I mean?
To bring in more hype.
So yeah, that kind of thing. So they kick you off, and then 2 seasons later they'll
bring you back.
Surprise, he's back. He's back, kind of thing. But I'd said like once I was taken off the show, I was like, I need to know whether or not I'm coming back on.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not, I'm going to start my own business. Like I'm going to crack on.
So I'm curious to know this, right? So a lot of people use this as an excuse. They're like, or say this in their head. They're like, well, I think the reason why Sam is who he is now is because Geordie Shore gave him that foundation and that like following and like that growth. What was that like? Did you like end up getting an insane amount of following and then you kind of had that like leverage or foundation to be scaling it from there? Or was it not like that? What was that like?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like Geordie Shore didn't teach us how to cut hair.
It's true.
And that's how I've blown up on social media, is through my skill set.
You said something interesting too. You're like, well, a lot of these people that leave don't end up they don't keep on their accounts.
Yeah, like when they leave, their following goes down or it stays the same. Like when I left Geordie Shore, I was on like 60,000 followers.
Right.
And I'm on like 1.4 million now. Yeah. Like that's not from Geordie Shore. Obviously, it's a great platform to start off on. But I think regardless, like my social media was going to go the way it was going to go. I already had, like, before I even went on the show, I already had like an alright following from being a nightclub promoter, and I used to post all the time anyways. So it's not like I didn't have an
some
Instagram.
foundation.
Yeah. Obviously it was a great start when I opened the shop because you would get a lot of people coming in, but I already had like such a good client base from cutting hair from 5 years, 6 years already. So yeah, it definitely helped, but I would say it's hard to say that that's how
That's the reason why.
Put it this way, I didn't have TikTok when I was on Geordie Shore. I started TikTok 5 years ago, and that's got like 2.2 million followers. So it's like saying that's down to Geordie Shore.
True, because you started TikTok from scratch.
I started TikTok like from scratch as a one. Do you know what I mean?
So true. So at this point, you're still in Newcastle. Mm-hmm. Now you're in Manchester. Is this a recent thing? When did that happen? And obviously, like the Rascals shops and all that. Like, when did that transition happen?
So, like, sorry. So what do you mean? Like, when did I start Rascals?
When did you? Because Rascals, you opened the shops in Manchester.
In Newcastle.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So I opened. So basically, when I came off Geordie Shore,
right,
I cut hair, like mobile, for like a year, house visits. I did that for a year, saved up money, and then had a bit of money behind us, took out a loan, and then opened up my first shop, which was actually called Bentham's Barber Shop. That's my surname. Had that for like maybe like a year or so, and then realised that like I did like a masterclass with someone called Alan Beek, who owns Ruga. And at the time, Ruga was like really, really cool. They were like doing a lot of different shows and stuff, and I always really looked up to Ruga when I was like working in a barber shop, because they were the first like brand in my eyes. They were the first barber brand that I looked at. And we did this like masterclass, and I remember them talking about brand names.
When you say they did it, you went as a student to watch them.
Yeah, to cut hair, and they did a bit of a masterclass.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like creating a brand, and that's when I realized like Bentham's Barbershop is not the name of a brand. I need to make a brand name.
What makes you say that? Why did you feel that?
Because it was just my surname, and I just it didn't feel right. I felt like if my name's on the door, what happens when I don't work there anymore? Are people going for the brand?
So you thought 10 steps ahead.
Yeah. So that was kind of why I was like, right, I need to change the brand name. And I didn't rush it. I just started making notes on my phones of like words that I liked. And I loved the letter R. And I don't know if it was because of Ruga, because I liked the way Ruga looked.
Right.
But I kind of knew it was going to be an R. And
so what is Rascals then?
So the definition of a rascal is a young, mischievous, but likable boy. So I always felt like that was kind of like me. When I was like younger, I was quite cheeky. I was like mischievous, but like I was well liked. Right. So I wasn't a prick. People didn't dislike us, but I was like cheeky. So it felt like that was kind of me. But also rascal, I think, every guy's a little bit of a rascal.
It's true.
Okay. And it looks nice written down. It sounds good. Yeah. It just made sense, and you can have fun with the name. So that's when I kind of landed on when I found the name. I was posting a photo of a haircut, and I put in the caption. I was trying to think of a caption for it, and I put Rascal Trim, and then I was like,
and boom, you found it.
I was like, Rascal.
Did it hit right away?
That was.
So when you wrote the caption, you're like,
I wrote a caption. I was
really?
Like, that's the name.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you obviously, so did you rebranded right away? You changed the name on the shop?
Rebranded straight away, yeah.
So you had to sign up,
all
everything.
My signage. I paid a fortune for my Bentham Barbershop sign.
Wow.
And I had to buy a new one.
So in the shop, by the way, were you by yourself or did you have barbers?
No, I had like probably 3 kids working for, no, I had 2 kids working for us. So there was 3 in the shop. And then when I rebranded, I also refit the shop to get 5 chairs in. So then when it changed to Rascals, it turned into like a 5-chair shop. So then I had Rascals for like 3, maybe, I'm trying to think now. It was a couple of years. And at this point, I had really good staff. Like everyone was great. I had a really good, there's 2 Cals who work for us. There's Cal Mack and there's Cal Christie. So Cal Mack now manages the original barbershop, the OG. And then Cal Christie, he runs the new shop. So when I decided that, like, at this point I had 1 shop, and this is when I decided I wanted to move to like a bigger city. I wanted to go to Manchester.
How many years ago was this?
A couple of years ago.
Okay.
So I'd had like the shop for like that one shop for like 5 years at this point.
Okay.
And
so you kept that one shop for 5 years before you even thought about Manchester.
Yeah. And then I was like, right, I'm going to open up somewhere in Manchester. But when I decided I wanted to move, Cal Christie, who was basically messaged us and was like, I want to have a chat with you. I was like, yeah, cool, no worries. And I had a chat with him. He was just like, look, if you're going to leave, he was like, I kind of want my own shop.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I want to know whether or not that's something you're willing like to do. Would you want to open another Rascals? And he was like, because I could go and open, he's like, I could leave and open up my own shop. But he was like, but I think I'll do better if I'm involved in your company.
That's rare too, by the way. Most people just decide to do their own thing.
Cal Christie is a gem. I'll not find another Cal Christie. He sends me like messages like saying how grateful he is because he's got a share of the education, he's got a share of that shop that he's got, and he says all the time how grateful he is. I'm like, no, bro, I'm grateful for you because you work hard, like you've earned this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he was like, I want my own shop, and I'm a saver. I don't spend money. Like I save within every company I've got. I save money. I invest it as well, but I also like to have a nice
saving,
cushion, just because like that conversation with Cal Christie came out of nowhere. And he was like, I want my own shop.
And you thought, well, if he left, then there would have been an issue with money.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, not that. It was more like, I want to keep a hold of you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I knew he was going to be valuable. Like, I took him on what he started doing, like a barbering course. Before he even finished the course, I was like, you're going to work for me. Because I knew him and I knew he was a switched on kid. He used to manage nightclubs, so I knew him from nightlife. I knew he was going to be like a valuable part of the business to me. I was like, I don't want you to go anywhere else. You're coming straight to me. I'm going to train you and you're going to be a part of Rascals.
Yeah.
So then once he obviously approached me about opening the second shop, because I'm a saver, I've got that money there ready to go. So he was like, would you be up for opening like another shop? I was like, yeah, let's do it. I was looking for a commercial space straight away. Within a couple of weeks, we'd viewed somewhere and I'd put a deposit down.
Wow.
Like, yeah,
so
it was quick.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround. He couldn't believe it. He was like, I can't believe. From the conversation
to then how
to having the unit. Yeah, like, because I don't mess around me. Like, once I know I want to do something, I'll think about it properly and make sure it's the right decision. But when I know it's the right decision, I like
200% on.
Yeah, and we're doing it, because the last thing you want to do is procrastinate. Like, 100%. You can't waste time, because when you get older, time goes so quick. Before you know it, a year or two's went by. Do you know what I mean?
So you value that a lot. You think about time a lot, right?
Yeah, I put myself into uncomfortable positions.
And you've done this for a long time.
Yeah, I was petrified to open my own shop. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to open a shop, but you've just got to go and do it. You got to go and figure it out yourself. Like, I didn't know how to take out a loan. I didn't know how to do a business plan.
So you did take a loan out for the
first shop.
Okay.
For the first shop. The second shop I didn't. But like when I was first started getting into business, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was scared. But I was like, this is just what you've
And it's not like you had mentors, you just did it.
I've never had any mentoring or nothing like that before. I just kind of learned it's so cliche, but you do learn so much from your mistakes. Like taking on bad staff, like making bad decisions. Like you learn so much from that. That's like so valuable. Mistakes are so valuable.
What do you feel was like the biggest mistake that you learned from that was like a pillar for you to be like a more savvy business owner? You said something which is like bad stuff.
You can't change people. People are the way they are.
Right.
And you can't try and like save people. You've just got to accept them for who they are, and it either works or it doesn't. And I think it's a weird one, but people say like not to go into business with your friends, but I think who else are you to go into business with when you know your friends more than anyone? So true. You know what they're like. You know who's a good person to go into business with. You know who like works hard. You know who's got a good head on them. What are you going to do? Go into business with a stranger? How does that make any sense?
Because it's like a marriage.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. You're tied to that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can't change people. You've got to accept them for who they are, and it either works or it doesn't.
Would you say you're pretty good at deciding nowadays, like who's going to be a part of your business and like how to hire people based on personality rather than skill set?
I think I'm good at reading people. I think it's part of our job. I think I've always been pretty good at like reading body language. I can tell when people are talking shit. But yeah, like in terms of like selecting people to work with is like very, very important. 100%. It's the most important part because it takes so much stress off you. When you've got someone involved in a business who's like bad for the business, it affects everything around you.
It's like a cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to get rid of them. If it's like a member of staff, you got to get rid of them quick, because the longer they stay there, the harder it is.
And it could affect the other staff members.
It does. I've had stuff like that who affect everyone else, and it brings a bad atmosphere into the shop. You've got to get rid of them. You've got to keep everyone else happy, because you don't want the good ones to leave.
So for you, have you had scenarios where you've had to let go of people?
A couple of people, yeah.
What was that like?
One of them was hard because I liked him. I genuinely liked the kid. That was like the last guy I got rid of. But I really liked the kid, and he was funny. He was like a really nice kid. But he was just like partying too much, falling asleep at work, stuff like that. So that one was hard. The other people I sacked, I didn't like them. So it was easy.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't wait. You know what I mean? So it was like, get out. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, so I found that easy. But that was hard, getting rid of someone I liked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a few of those. They're not easy.
Couple sleepless nights.
Sometimes it's like, they're not bad people. They're just not the right fit.
You're just in the wrong like headspace, or maybe it's just the wrong era of your life.
And here's the thing, it would be a disservice to them by not firing, because there might be an opportunity for them outside of the space they're in, right? Maybe this isn't the right career. Maybe this isn't the right job.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes how you kind of have to lead with.
It wasn't the right job for him.
Right.
Everyone who kind of works for me like loves the job. Very outgoing people, like, they care about hair. That's why they come and work for me, because you get access to the online education for free. Like, obviously you can come and watch us film the education. Like, you don't have to worry about bringing your own clients in. Like, our shops bring them in. Like, I've got well-trained managers who can help you with everything. People who come to my shop because they want to be good at cutting hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Who does the training? Who facilitates it? I mean, most of it's online, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so they can look at the online training, but the Carl Mack, who's in the Holt's Yard shop, the first shop, he helps the guys get better. Yeah. And then same with Carl Christie. Like, just... They're very good. Carl Mack and Carl Christie are very, very good at cutting hair.
And they're still, which is crazy, they're still around. These are your first guys you've ever hired. That's so cool.
Carl Mack's been with us like 7 years or something now, and he's very, very loyal. So at the minute, that shop that I've got, the OG, we're currently moving that into another location, into a bigger location, and it's gonna. We're getting interior designers involved as well, so that we can completely redo the concept of Rascals. So that's going to be really exciting, because for Carl Mack, he's been so loyal that like I'm really excited for him to be part of the new shop, the bigger shop, and it'll just look sick, and it's kind of his to look after. So I'm looking forward to that day.
Dude, I think you've done a very good job there, because one thing me and Justin kept talking about, which is I think there has to be a point where you give a bit of a piece of the pie of the business. And the reason why is because they feel more involved. They feel like it's theirs.
You have to.
And at the end of the day, a lot of people are scared of it. They have this scarcity mindset of like giving away their business, like a percentage of it. But at the end of the day, you share a bigger pot, right? Like you end up making more money at the end of the day because of that.
But also, if I'm giving you 10% of this business, that's yours. You look after that. I can not forget about it, but like, I don't have to micromanage that anymore. If you've got any issues,
your heart's involved and your pocket's involved. Yeah.
So like, I can now focus on other things rather than taking 100% of everything and trying to juggle it all.
Yeah.
Like, and then it becomes hard. If you want to start something new, it's hard because you're still micromanaging all this. You've got a turnover of staff. Like, consistency is the most important part, and it's even the same with staff. If your staff are happy and they're getting paid well, I would rather that than them getting paid less, me making a bit more, but then them leaving to go somewhere else all the time. And then
what's the cost of that?
And then the chair's empty.
What's the cost of that?
So I would rather have less but consistent income, and it's like less stress, don't worry about it. It's just a better system for me.
Especially for you got so many, your hands are in so many different things. Yeah. Right? Imagine you have to micromanage this plus do everything else. You'd end up probably making less money and less opportunities.
Like I said to you, like I don't have to think about the shops at all. Like Carl Mack and Carl Christie are like amazing. Yeah.
How do you find those people though? Like a lot of these people, like maybe watching, they're like, dude, I don't know where to find these types.
Sometimes you don't find them. Like I didn't find them for years. Like it's a kind of a luck of the draw. A little bit. Like if you find them, great. If you find them, keep a hold of them. Don't let them go. Like they're important. Like if they want more money, give them more money, because you're going to regret it if they go. Like if Carl Christie had have left and went and opened his own shop, I wouldn't have two shops now. True. But I also wouldn't have someone to help us with the education, because obviously he helps me with the education as well. So like that's a lot. I that's two businesses that would suffer.
Yep.
But he's also like, whether he's making money off it or not, he will help me with anything. He even said to me once that like the way he thinks of it is, it's beneficial for him the easier my life is, because I will recognize that, and eventually I will give you more money because I know how valuable you are.
Plus, your brand grows, which also affects the business too.
Yeah.
Because it's all affiliated, because you have less stress, you have more time to focus on other pillars.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, okay, you found your guy, running the shop, you're super happy, everything is going smoothly. Why go to Manchester? How did that happen?
I'd hit, you kind of mentioned like about hitting a ceiling. Like the ceiling's pretty low in Newcastle. It's like not really a creative hub. Like you've not got like influencers there. You've not got celebrities there. You've not got like, there's not a lot of opportunities there. Like obviously the shops there are great, but like, if I want to grow my personal brand and I just wanted to be in a city with more life. Like I had to move out of Newcastle to then be somewhere where there's more going on. It's better for my content. I'm a bit closer to London. Like I like London and I like visiting, but I don't live there. So
that ain't catching interest.
Yeah, the only other place you would go other than London is Manchester.
I see. Okay.
So it's still in the north. I still feel like I'm at home a bit. And it's just like it's a bigger city than what Newcastle is, so it just made sense. And
you wanted to be challenged, like you felt like the ceiling was reached.
Yeah, it's a big up and coming city, like Newcastle, Manchester. Like there's skyscrapers getting built everywhere. There's new businesses opening all the time. A lot of people are moving from London to Manchester.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old were you, by the way, when you moved to Manchester?
Like 31.
Oh, so recently?
So it was only a couple of years ago. Okay. Yeah, like 2 years ago.
And at this point, what was the following like? Was the brand growing? Like, was your personal brand?
Yeah, I had like 1 million followers already on Instagram,
Okay.
Like the bulk of it had been done. That's what I mean by like, it was time to go to a bigger city. Like, I've got more going on now. Like,
so the transition was somewhat easy, like financially, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, sure, it's scary. It's a new chapter, but you had a pretty good foundation already set before you went to Manchester.
Yeah, that's why like I'm so like, not cautious with money, but I like to hold on to money because like when I want to make a big decision, I don't have to worry about anything.
Right.
I want to just be able to do it without, it's already stressful enough as it is making big decisions. I don't want money to be an additional stress. Like even me, like, moving a shop and moving into another location, I want to have more than I need because it's stressful enough refitting a new shop, moving everything over. Like I don't have to worry about money as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like worst comes to where something bad happens, you're still good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is probably the more interesting part for me, which is like going from 60K to $1 million, right? What was the pivotal point for you in your social media that like got you to that point? What do you think, like you probably cracked the code. Most probably, like in my opinion, you did, right? In the barbering world, you're like probably one of the, if not the biggest guy right now in the industry. What was the biggest reason you feel like your brand grew so quickly?
I mean, like consistency is one thing, but like it was like, I was just constantly thinking of videos to like what to do, like what can blow up. Like starting TikTok was a big thing. Like TikTok, because I was already doing videos on Instagram. I remember someone commented on my video once saying like, bro, you need to start a TikTok. And that's when I started looking at TikTok and I was like, oh, like Instagram's photos and videos, but TikTok's just all videos. All right, well, I'm just going to post all my videos like on TikTok. And it started to grow. And this was like when TikTok was the thing that brought people to TikTok was like, you will go viral. Instagram, it was quite hard to go viral at the time. It was just kind of, things might do all right, but you're not going to just boom, 10 million views.
Random.
That's what TikTok did at the start, was like, you could post something one day and the next day it's got 10 million views. That's why people start going on TikTok. So I got on TikTok pretty early before the hype. So like, I remember I started posting videos. Some of them would like do all right, like 300K, like, and then I posted one video, bro, and it got like 10 million views and I gained like a couple 100,000 followers. And because there's an Instagram button on TikTok, then my Instagram started getting free followers. Like you'd gain like 50,000 followers on Instagram.
Because it was linked on TikTok.
Yeah, but then like the next time you post on Instagram, all this new audience sees it, so that boosts your Instagram as well. So like TikTok was like a pivotal part of my Instagram growing so much. But it was like hair coloring videos, me dyeing my own hair, self-styling, self-colouring, self-cutting.
Yeah.
That era was like...
That was your era.
Every time I was posting a video of me dyeing my hair pink or green or blue, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, like 80 million. Like, that was when it like really like...
rocket ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I had a question here. I'm going blank now. So, okay, you're getting all these followers from TikTok to Instagram. This is what I was going to say. Your brand now is very matured. Like, I don't see that much stuff coming out anymore. When did you feel like you wanted to change a little bit? And when I say mature, I see more carousels now. I see more lifestyle than maybe just more haircuts.
Yeah.
Is that because you just saw the game change a little bit? You noticed that, like, or is that a personal thing? You're like, you know what? I want to showcase more of like my lifestyle.
I wanted to reach a bigger audience. Like, there was a lot of people who are interested in hair, but like there is also people who are interested in like the lifestyle aspect. But I think there is a lot of people who actually like all of it. They don't want to just see haircuts all the time, because I became a bit of a like person of an interest in a way. Like, you know, people started to like find my life interesting, right? Well, now I need to post about my life more. And it also makes you more relatable. People want to see like what you're doing on holidays. Obviously now like lifestyle and travel is like a massive part of like socials. It's what does like really well. So the barbering videos do well, but also this is a new aspect as well. The lifestyle does well, but also the lifestyle side of things is what is going to bring the agency money in. So like that's where you're going to get your brand deals, like where the money, like you can make money from barbering brand deals, but from the lifestyle side of it, that's where like
different level.
That's where the big money is. Yeah. So like that's why you kind of
like Porsche, right? Like Adidas,
like Porsche, like Adidas, like you know, I did videos for Braun. I mean, that's kind of barbering related, but I probably wouldn't have got that if it wasn't for the lifestyle content.
Sure.
You know, like I was doing stuff for like deodorant brands and like razors, like not cutthroat razors, like wet shavers.
Yeah.
Ear plugs, like random stuff. Like you would never get an ear plug, like, you know, for like going to sleep at night. Like,
yeah.
If
you're just barbering.
Yeah, if just barbering, you're never going to get like jobs like that in.
Yeah.
So like that's a kind of its own business in itself now. My social media itself is its own business. Like I've got a social media company. So like that's another stream of income aside
on top of the barbering, on top of the shop.
So that's where like the lifestyle stuff's like so important, because that's what's appealing to brands.
Wow, so cool. So let's talk about this. A lot of people, you know, they look at you and they use excuses. Well, you know, maybe not excuses, but a lot of people tend to ask me and say these things. Like, it's like you need a camera to grow on socials, right? But what people don't realize, and we had this conversation, that you've just, and this is what's crazier to me, when you said this, it kind of blew my mind. To this day, you don't have a marketing team. To this day, you don't have a video editor. To this day, you don't have a videographer.
No.
This is a solo job.
Yeah.
And 1.5 on Instagram and 2.2 has all been by yourself.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's the way to do it, though. I think not the way to do it, but that's what I'm good at. So like I was saying to you earlier, like when it comes to like delegation, you know, delegate people to jobs that I'm not good at. Like when we first started the Rascals hair products, you know, I was like, right, I'm going to learn how to run ads. So I'm going to go on Meta Business Suite. I'm going to learn about pixels, and I'm going to learn about like all this information. I'm going to get all this coding from Shopify and do all this and do all that. I was spending days doing this stuff and getting nowhere. Like, this is time where I should be doing what I'm good at. I'm good at editing. I'm good at filming. I'm good at creating content. So we need to pay someone, bring someone in to run the ads, because that's what they're good at. And I can stop wasting time and I can go back to doing what I'm good at, which is
and
editing.
what you enjoyed.
Yeah, and what I enjoy, which I'm naturally good at. So like, that's anyone who I'm involved with in a business, they do something that I can't. Otherwise, what's the point in you being here? Because if I bring someone in who's like good at filming content and good at like editing, well, who's doing it? Me or you? Right, well, who's going to do this? Because neither were good at like the logistics side of things. So like, who's going to do that? I don't need you. I need a logistics guy. So that's who I need to give a piece of the pie to. Do you know what I mean?
At what point did you realize? So you were diving deeper into pixels and all that stuff. Like, when did you make that decision of like, okay, I need to delegate this?
When I was like, what's a pixel? Do you know what I mean? I was like, what is a pixel? Like on Google, what's a pixel? Like, not a clue. So that's when, you know.
You're like, cool, I need someone now.
And then at the time we were like, how much is it to get someone in to do ads? And I was like,
yeah, it depends, right? It could be costly.
Yeah, like, right. you've got a minimum spend, like, you know, if you're going to run ads, you've got to spend a minimum of this much a month. Yeah. And you've also got to pay the guy. I'm like, right, okay, well, their job's to bring money in, so that's fine. We'll just do it. Yeah. Now it's like such an important part of the business for like Rascals hair products. Like, it's very interesting. And as well, if you bring someone in, you pay someone to do that job, you then learn so much about that part of the job too, because they're informing you. So yeah, I still couldn't go away and do it myself, but someone would find it hard to pull the wool over my eyes if I was involved in another business and I needed to bring someone in. I've got a little bit of an understanding now, and that's what I love. I want to understand every aspect of the business. Like, if we're dealing with fulfillment, I want to know about fulfillment. Like, if we're dealing with like marketing, I want you to talk to us about that side of marketing, like paid ads, like what is this for? Like, I don't want to have a business where like I don't understand something. Like, I want to know what's going on.
And I think that's very important that you say that, because in business, I think you need to have an idea of what's happening. Because if you don't, then you could get people that take advantage of you.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And that's what I mean by like, you can't pull the wool over my eyes with certain things. I can spot someone who's full of shit.
Bullshitting, yeah. Yeah. Plus, I'm sure it helps with the cutting. Like you said, you know people pretty well. You could tell if people are bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so at this point, you're in Manchester. You don't have a shop in Manchester, or do you?
Yeah. So I've got a studio.
Okay.
So kind of like
which is what we're seeing now, right?
Yeah. It's my own personal setup. Like, there's no staff in there. I kind of wanted my own space where it's not a running shop. When I shut the door and turn the lights off, it's closed until I come back. Like, I might open a shop in the future in Manchester. Like, but I probably won't work there, because the problem is as well, it's like, if I was to open a shop in Manchester, initially people would probably come and work for us because I think I'm going to be there. Yeah. But I'm not, like, you know.
That's why you got to set the expectation. Yeah, like, but I think your brand's big enough where people probably wouldn't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm not, it's just not a priority right now to do it. It's stressful opening shops, and there's a lot more ways of making more money.
I guess, what is your priority right now?
The education. And I think the education, because it's like the foundation to like so many other things like that we want to branch into in the future.
And we say education online.
The online education. So the online education and Rascals hair products and the personal brand, like, they're my kind of three priorities. Like, the education is going to be like our way of like opening more shops in the future. That's a way of kind of, we want to like funnel people into like branching out and opening more shops. So which is smart. So like, to be fair, I've got a lot of priorities at the minute.
Yeah. Like, you're like thinking, like, I wonder what else.
Because also a priority is like getting the new concept done for my current shops,
like the ones in
so creating the new Rascals
the concept. Designs for
so that's a priority. The education's a priority, and the hair products is a priority. The hair, like, to me, the hair products is like, in my eyes, is the company I want to sell for 100 million in 10 years' time. Like, that's
your audacious goal.
That's where my head's at. Yeah. Like, and that's me business partners. Like, that's where their head is at. Like, we want to grow this thing to be like an absolute monster.
I love that.
So we're not taking money out of it. Everything's being reinvested in the business. Like, we don't touch it. Like, we're very passionate about like the actual product itself, like the range that we want to bring out. Like, Kenny's very passionate about the packaging because he's a designer, so he does all the branding, but he's very interested in like the bottles and the pumps and everything that goes into. I'm interested in it, but if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, that one. Yeah. But obviously, I'm very picky with the actual product itself. Like, you know, the curling cream, no, we're not using that. I don't like the consistency of that, you know, this and that. Like, I'm picky with the product. I'll develop the product. You develop the packaging. Yeah.
I want to dive deeper into the products because I'm very interested and I'm curious about it. But one thing that I'm sure some people have questions about is like the education. Mm-hmm. Is there any particular reason why you don't do education in person? And is that like, would you ever consider that? Like, what's up with all that?
I think the in-person education stuff will be a benefit that like people within the online education will get at some point.
Like, you'll do in person for the people inside the community.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's not there yet, but like, you know, as we build the business and as it grows and we get more members and we've got bigger budget, we'll start maybe like twice a year. We'll do like, right, we'll all meet in London and we'll hire somewhere out and we'll do like a mastermind, and we might do the next one depending on where like a vast majority of our students are. If we might come over to America and do a master class in like California or like
Miami,
New York or Miami, or do one in Toronto. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but the reason we're kind of initially when we started the education, it was going to be in-person classes. But then I just kind of realized like it would just be so much better online.
I mean, you have the brand.
We live in a digital world now. Like we can help so many more people online than what we can in person. You're
limited with so many.
The logistics of like doing the in-person stuff would just be a headache, and it's tiring. The in-person stuff, and I don't personally enjoy it. Like I've done shows before, like I've done a few of them, and I don't enjoy it at all. Like,
you said something that's so powerful, and we had this conversation, and I think it's important for people to know. You also get paid, which people don't know, is like you have an agency, and you also get paid for brand deals, right? And you said something which is so powerful. Like, I don't know if we could share this, but I'll say it, and if we don't, we can cut it out. But you said like you didn't want to do the education because you were working with a certain company because it was going to affect the personal stuff, and then that was going to maybe limit you for opportunities with personal deals.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful that you stuck to one, saying no, but you believe so strongly in like the direction of your personal brand.
Yeah.
And that's because, you realize what's your strong suit and like where there's opportunity and more money, right? Because a lot of the deals you're getting now isn't barber related.
Yeah.
It's based off, like you said, Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsche is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Adidas, multi-billion-dollar company, right? So it's like, it's the effort and time you're putting in the right specific things that are going to grow more money or more opportunities.
Yeah, like if you don't understand social media to the extent that I do, don't try and tell me how to use social media. Like that's my expertise. Like if you want, like basically we're working with, they want us to post more about the education itself. But obviously what I've said to you is like, if someone wants a product enough, they will go and find it themselves. The people who are going to buy, the people who are going to invest, the people who are going to spend that money will look for it. It doesn't need to be rammed down your throat. Like, I don't promote the Rascals hair products a lot personally. I do, obviously I tag them in captions, and I use the product in my videos, but like I'm not ramming it down people's throat all the time. Like, do you really look at my socials and think I'm salesy?
Not at all.
I don't think I'm salesy at all. Yet the hair products is having like a very good year. It's growing a lot and it's just getting better and better and better. The education, like don't post about that a lot. That's doing well. Like that's proof enough that like it's ads that are important. Like obviously the organic stuff's really important.
Well, you could push the salesy stuff through ads because that's called traffic. And then once they're in your Instagram, it's not salesy. They get nurtured, and then
exactly.
You could do retargeting, and they're like, okay, now I'm ready to buy.
But there's a reason why all these like there's a reason why there's billion-pound-dollar companies that use ads. Everyone uses ads. At the start, I was
and if you look at them, they're not pushing sales on those companies sometimes, right? They're just, it's organic stuff.
But I used to think that like everything was organic, like that's how you grow everything. But like it comes a point where you have to do ads. Whereas sometimes I would like look at socials and say if there was like an independent brand, and this is years ago, and they started doing ads, I'd be like, oh, they're doing ads now. Oh, the socials mustn't be doing well. But it's because I didn't have an understanding of like of an e-com business.
Yes.
Whereas now, because I've started online businesses, I've got a better understanding of it, and being able to retarget that organic that I create is where the ads come in.
Yeah.
And realizing how important ads are and how important the data is that you get off the back of like ads as well.
Yeah. And that's what you said. You realize that that's not your strong suit. It's like if you wanted to do it, then you would have to sacrifice certain things to do it. But you're like, I'd rather just leverage my money to hire someone for it.
So we've got two guys involved in the hair products called Dan and Alex, and they've got like an e-com agency. So the amount of stuff I've learned from them, from having them involved in the business, is invaluable. It's taught us so much about like an e-com business. And this is what I mean by like, you've got to pay the guys, but like the amount of information you learn and my understanding.
What's the cost of that?
Like even now, if I wanted to start another e-com brand of something totally unrelated, I would know the steps that I would need to take to, get that company like off the ground.
Right.
So it's just, it's invaluable, that kind of information.
Dude, I have to say something as well, because it just came top of mind, and I think this is so important to talk about. I think what you've done extremely well on, and because this is the issue I'm seeing a little bit in the industry, and it's just like, I was like thinking about it all day today, and we had this conversation, I don't know if it was yesterday, but we spoke about suitability and the haircuts you've created. I think you've been able to tap into a market outside of just barbers, because the haircuts you create are for clients, right? And the issue I'm seeing now in the industry is like, if you want to get to your level in a sense of like building, getting opportunities outside of the barbering world, I think you can't do those like extreme creative shapes on clients. And I'm noticing it's like some people are being inspired by that, but that's fine and that's good. But you have to take like a piece of that, right? You can't necessarily just copy people because you don't know where those people, what they're doing with their businesses. Like some of these people are just education and they're selling to barbers.
And they're targeting barbers.
Exactly. Like you've done an incredible job on creating haircuts and shapes that are for clients. Like every client, like this is an example. I get a lot of clients back in the day, even like coming to me and being like showing examples of your haircuts. It's because the clients can look at that and be like, that's an incredible haircut. That's because that's what I want because of the shape you created for that client. And it's like, you've done it with a modern twist. It's not just shape. It's like, just like you're making it look cool as well. Right? Talk to me about that. Like what made you think about this? Because I think that's so smart.
Yeah. I just think like there just became a point where like, so there's a guy called, do you know who Geordie Taylor is?
Yes.
So like Geordie Taylor, like, you know, I've spoke to him about it. Like for me, he's like massive inspiration because of how effortless his haircuts look and look lived in. They look like they've styled it themselves. Like for example, you know, when you watch a movie and the actor's like, the hair looks great, but it doesn't look like a fancy barber's been like messing around with it. It looks like they could have done it themselves.
Right.
And that's what Geordie Taylor's like
is all about.
Yeah, and like I loved that, how organic and natural it looked. And that was like a few years ago when I was like, that's what I want to go for. I used to do things like maximum texture, make it really big, and it looked really good, and barbers loved it, and younger kids loved it because they like having like mad hair. But I was like, I want to like make it a bit more mature and make it a bit more like appealing to like just normal like people, to like to clients. Like as an example, on like TikTok, I would see normal people styling their hair, and I'd be like, that looks sick. And he's just done it himself. And I was like, yeah, that's okay. That's the look I want to create. I want to be more like a Geordie Taylor. I want to be these to be natural looks where when they've got an outfit on, it just looks cool. Yeah. And that's when
I think you've led with that with the branding as well, right? You're not, when we spoke about your end shots, your final shots on haircuts. It's not necessarily like the shape and the fade. It's about like how they wear it and how they feel wearing the haircut.
Get the gown off. Get them to stand up, get them to put the jacket on. So when someone's watching that video, they're looking at it like what the guy looks like when he's walking down the street, not just pinned in a chair like this, like emotionless. Get them to get up, get them to go on the phone, like a little bit of movement. And I think it's just a bit more appealing and just looks a bit more natural. Because obviously when you're getting videos of someone in the chair, like it couldn't look less natural. But when they're up and they're moving about and you see that little bit of movement and the change of shadows, I just think it like is just a better like.
And it correlates to everyone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just for barbers, which I've been like, I'll take myself as an example. Like I do that, right? And then I was like, but a lot of the times it's because of that. It's because like, I'm like maybe thinking too much technically, right? It's supposed to be this specific shape. And like lately within the last month, I've kind of transitioned a little bit to like liking what you've been doing.
Softer shapes.
Softer shapes, right? Wet looks.
Yeah.
Right? Like
just natural.
Exactly. Just like your haircut, like it's super wet, like it's a rounded shape. You know, maybe a few months ago, a few years ago, I would look at that and be like, that's a rounded shape. It's not good. Yeah. Right.
But that's what people like, normal people want. Like that's, you know, you don't walk around and see someone's back of their head's like perfect and square because it would look weird. Like you want it to just look natural. I'm all about natural now. It's like a natural look.
I love that, man. So talk about this, bro. Like at what point did you realize I'm going to stop taking clients? When did that happen? Like when did you realize, was there like a specific number in the bank account that you had to see to be like, okay, enough is enough. I'm not taking clients anymore. Or, I mean, I know you do a few, but we spoke about how you do it for fun rather than just like making money out of it. And most of them are probably like content right now anyways.
Especially when when I first joined an agency and then, all of a sudden you're getting like, because what I learned from going to an agency is like an agency can get you way more money than what you would charge yourself, like what you would even think, because of
you never thought you make money like that.
Yeah, like they sort of getting you like crazy money. So then it was like, right, why am I doing this many haircuts a day when I could just prioritize that day, do one haircut, get a day in the life video, and that's like that will
300 haircuts for the month.
Yeah, like it looks so much more. It's not worth the time anymore. And, I've got priorities. Everything else is a priority other than me just like cutting hair. But, that change was only like a year ago where I was like, right, I don't have the time to be cutting hair every day. But, there was a point where like I pulled away from cutting hair completely and I wasn't doing any haircuts. And like I was saying here, like there was a few weeks where I was like kind of like depressed. was like feeling down.
Yeah.
Because I would have like, well, one, because I realized that like that was part of my social life. So I liked seeing the regulars, having a chat. When I pulled away from cutting hair completely and I'm like working from home and I'm filming and, you know, I'm like, most of my work's done on WhatsApp and like emails and like editing on my phone. I'm just like sat in the flat by myself, like not talking to anyone, not seeing anyone. That's when I realized, that's when I realized like cutting hair is like during the week is like my social life through the week. Yeah. So then I went back to just like, basically if I like cutting your hair, you know, like getting models in, I still do that. But also just like regulars who I've got like a really good, you know, relationship with, like I'll still look after them as well. Because that's where I, you know, have like good conversations with them. And it kind of just breaks me day up a little bit as well. And it gives us like a nice routine.
And the cool thing is now you have a choice. It's you choose, right?
Yeah, if I had like, if for instance, I mean, it probably won't happen, but if I had a week where I was like, right, I've got nothing on this week, tell you what, I'll probably
open my books.
Yeah, I'll do a couple, maybe not a week, but I would probably do like 2 days where I'd like cut hair a bit more because, like I said to you, like I genuinely love cutting hair. Like it's a true passion. Like I love it because it's. You know what? I just when I'm doing something that I love.
Because you're building, you're creative, right?
I'm so fixated on creating a perfect haircut, and when I'm styling it, and when they look at it and love it, and when I'm taking videos of it, and I'm like,
no feeling.
This is gonna bang on socials. Like there isn't a better feeling. Like I love it. I really do.
So true. I feel the same.
I love zoning. Like you know, there's been times where I've had like a bit of a rough time, like in my own head, and I've went to cut hair, and it's like it is an escape where like I'll just zone out. I've got a bit of house music, not house music, but I'll have a bit of music on, you know, my client might not even be that chatty and I could just be listening to music, cutting hair, and I'm just in like flow state, like just loving it. So it's something I've said, like even in 10 years time, I don't think it matters how well I do in life. I'll still cut hair every now and then. Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 clients.
So cool. I agree. I completely agree. I feel like even for myself, like there's been times where I'm like considering, I'm like, fuck, I do really miss it. I mean, I still cut like models and stuff and I'm very much.
It's not the same though, because like what's nice about having the regulars is just like not even have to think about the content, you know, you're just talking, just giving them a good trim and just enjoying it a little bit. Like I still, like as boring as like skin fades can be, every now and then if I get like a skin fade in and it's like, they've got like blurry hair and it's like, and you're like, oh, it's a treat. Yeah, it's a treat. It's a treat.
Thank the hair god.
Yeah.
Dude, so talk to me about this. I mean, I'm noticing that you're traveling a lot now, right? At what point did you feel like you could take time away from, let's say, work and stuff? And what's life been like doing that? I know we spoke recently, and
I've been enjoying life a little bit more recently. Yeah. But like, you know, like a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, like I was petrified to take time off work
because you thought it would affect the business.
But then, you know, like especially like things like moving to Manchester and fully pulling away from the shops and realizing that the shops aren't going to just burn down next week because I'm not there. And you can like this is something that Carl Christie, who's like, you know, he's got a share of one of the shops, he's got to share the education, like this is something that he struggles with, like switching off, and he gets anxiety because he's like thinks he should be at work, and I'm like, bro, like
it's like guilt.
I've been through it. It gets, trust us, it gets easier. Do you know what I mean? Like the more you do it, like take time off all the time, but you know, over time.
When you do it, come back, you realize nothing bad happened.
Yeah,
like,
and the more you do it, the easier it gets. So yeah, just like over the past year or two, I travel a lot more. One thing I kind of regret when I was in my early 20s is like not traveling enough. I just worked all the time. So I kind of feel like I'm doing that now, but also because of like the lifestyle content that I do, traveling is like a pretty important part of the lifestyle content. Like I can't get lifestyle content if I'm like just in Manchester every day, like working. It's pretty boring. Like obviously a little bit of that is great for socials, but like you do need to travel. That's the stuff that pops on socials. Like that's why when I've been in Toronto, I'm like, you've got to get your content because people want to see it and it'll do well. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's a holiday, but it's also beneficial for my businesses and my social media that I actually travel. So it's kind of like,
and
it's a good situation to be in.
I feel like for you, it's probably because you've like been able to build a brand that's outside of just hair. Right? You have a larger audience, so people want to see that stuff as well. Yeah, well, this is what I mean by like, you know, a lot of my followers now, it's not just barbers, because like the content that I do, even with the hairstyles that I do, I'm targeting clients. So these normal people, like clients, they want to see the lifestyle stuff. Yeah.
Like they find that interesting, right? We've seen enough of you doing hair now.
Yeah.
What else is your life about?
Exactly.
Like, do you know what
and
I
that
mean?
only happened like a year or 2 years.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
And have you had like crazy interactions since like you've grown this following? Like has anyone crazy followed you? Like what's been like the craziest thing since like going to like 60 to 1.5 and 2 million on TikTok? Well, you did once say one thing. We were just having this conversation with Justin, which is like you had one video do 80 million views.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like 2 countries put together.
Yeah, that was me. Like,
do you get stopped on the street a bunch?
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, I wouldn't say I get stopped like when I'm in Manchester. It's not like I get stopped all the time, but it's like it doesn't matter what country I go to, I get recognised.
No matter what country.
Went to Bali, got recognised in Bali. You know, Canada.
You just now, right?
Like LA, like New York.
You're just in Spain?
Yeah, like in Spain, like I've got a big Spanish following. Germany, when I've been to Berlin, like people have asked us for photos in Berlin, like Italy, like
it happens quite often. Yeah.
So it's not like it happens like all the time, but like if I go on holiday,
it'll happen at least.
It'll happen,
yeah. What tips would you recommend to like barbers that are, let's say, trying to get to your level, especially with the personal branding, right? Like even that's something I'm curious of. Like, what would you suggest now if someone's to tap into the industry now? What would you suggest for their journey? Like what would be the first few steps they should take? Would you say learn online and then start working for someone, or go rent a studio and then like push on social media? And what would be certain things that you tell them to push?
It depends what kind of person you want to be within the industry. Do you want to be an expert? Because if you want to be like an expert that people like look up to in the industry, then education's the most important part. If you want to be a celebrity barber, where it like doesn't necessarily matter how good you're cutting hair, then focus on TikTok, focus on being opinionated, doing videos, talking, you know, like these guys, these like kick streamers and like stuff like that now, who are just like, they don't have a talent, they're just good at like streaming and becoming like a personality, like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like not saying Vic Blends isn't talented, but like Vic Blends, his videos aren't about the hair, it's about him talking and like having a conversation. So like, you don't look at Vic Blends like he's an industry. You don't look at him because he's an industry expert. You look at him because of his style of content's more like, he's more of like a celebrity than he is a barber. He's like a celebrity barber.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go down that route, then I would say to like, you know, like
focus,
try and be a bit more funny in videos.
Opinionated.
You can do videos talking about like, oh, this is what pisses me off about clients, or this is what pisses me off about barbers, or like, this is what I think is really funny about clients, or like,
because you have to stand out, right? And just talking won't.
Just doing like, I hit it at a very good time when people weren't really doing it. Now there's so many people who are trying to make it as a barber, like just doing like a normal process video now, it's hard to blow up unless you're like really, really good at it.
And there's like color involved. Or like something different, right?
Mm-hmm. That's or if your client's like super handsome, and then it's like it's like gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Because that's like something that's pretty important. Is like a lot of the time you'll know, like if you've got a good looking model, it doesn't matter what the haircut looks like.
Most of the time. I've done sectioning tiles and it's like 4 million views.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, right? It's like you have to look at what's happening in the industry. It's like we're looking at trends.
Yeah, what do you want to be?
And
like,
who
what's
you
your end goal?
I think it's like, what's your North Star?
If you want to blow up on social media, but like, why?
Right.
Why do you want to blow up on social media? What do you want to be? Yeah. Like, do you want to open like a chain of shops and be like an expert? And like, then focus on like becoming the best barber you can possibly be, so that like people trust you and people want to work for you. Mm-hmm. But if you want to be more of like an influencer kind of, you know, like public figure, then like focus on like off the cuff videos, talking kind of TikTok videos, like things like that. Yeah, it just depends on like what kind of guy you want to be.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's like reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Think of who you want to be and then figure out the steps. Yeah. And then let's talk a little bit about your personal life. I know you're big into the gym. Mm-hmm. What's that like? Obviously, you go to the gym a lot. Like, has this been a pillar of yours, like from a very young age? And it's like recently you just kind of you dove deeper. I know we spoke that you have a PT now.
I started going to the gym when I was like 13.
Wow.
Yeah. So like,
and we should talk about this because I think we said about barbers having we have a stigma in the industry that we're not healthy. We overwork. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a way, like I think some of it is a cop-out. I think you can be healthy in this industry.
Like I started going to the gym when I was like 13-year-old. So like basically when our school got built, we got built a new school that there was a gym in it. So me and one of my friends used to like go to the gym at school before school. So I used to get up at like 6 in the morning to go to the gym. And then I started training with my dad and stuff. So like the fitness side of things has always been part of my life. So even when I've worked in barbershops and I've worked for myself, but like fitness has always been a part of my life. Like it can't not be, because I've done it from such a young age. It's like part of my routine. But like, yeah, people can struggle to will make excuses to like not go to the gym and stuff like that. But like, if it's your energy levels, like what's your diet like? Because I'm pretty big on like eating food that's good for us and eating stuff that's going to fuel my day. You know, I went through a spell where I was still going to the gym, but my diet was like, no, I wouldn't say it was shocking. I just wasn't eating enough, and I wasn't taking breaks at work to eat. Like,
did you structure your business based on like your health?
Initially, no,
not initially, but later on, you figured it out. You're like, this isn't going to work out long term.
What I realized was like after a couple of years of having my own shop and realizing that I was run down all the time because I was doing like 13, 14-hour days, not having a lunch break, and like getting someone to heat me food up in the microwave, and in between clients I'd run through the back, eat it, and then go back to work.
All about that.
So I did that for years, and then was wondering why I was getting so run down and tired all the time, and which
affected your work and your clients.
Yeah, and I felt like I was having a mental breakdown. It was like, look at the way you're treating your body. Like, you're not eating enough, you're not in a good routine. And that's when I was like, right, let's start focusing on diet, let's start drinking more water, like bottled water only. And I've been like that for years now, like protein intake, you know, fats, like what's good for us, like fruit, and like really making like my diet like a focus so that like I've got good energy levels and I feel good all the time. Like I started realizing that like, you know, I was having like stomach problems, so I started cutting out gluten. So I don't eat bread, I don't eat pasta. Like, I mean, I don't really eat pastry, like stuff like that. I mean, I had one today.
I had one today?
Yeah, I had one. I was hungover. I was like, yeah. But like in my weekly basis, like, yeah, like I mean, I can have a little bit.
It's like the drinking once in a while when you go on a trip, you'll have a couple.
I'll have a little treat every now and then, but like on a day-to-day basis, like me diet's pretty strict and pretty healthy. But that's the food I enjoy to eat. Like I don't feel like that's a task.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
It's not effort.
I don't walk into like a shop and look at a pizza. Don't look at it. Like I look at like steaks. I look at chicken. I look at vegetables. Like I look at fruit. Like
this has been ingrained from a young age.
Yeah, like that's just like the food that I like. And it's if I want to see gains in the gym, like that's the food I need to be eating.
So let's talk about it. What if people don't have that? What if people don't have this ingrained because let's say they're a little obese or they're just not happy with their fitness, right? Yeah. And they're overworked right now, and a lot of people are. Probably the majority of people are probably like working 14-hour days, and they're like, dude, I'm so tired, I don't want to go to the gym, right? What could be habits that they could change to like change that about themselves? Like, what would you say cut down on your schedule, like build your schedule based on your health? Like, what would you say? What would be certain things?
Yeah, definitely like cut down your schedule, and like it depends, like what's your spending like, because like if you're spending money all the time, then you've got to do those hours. You know, like pull back on some things a little bit, gamble a little bit less. Yeah. And then you can sort of like, all right, now I don't have to start at like 8 a.m. I can take that hour off so I can like have breakfast. Do you know what I mean? Like I think like focus on your diet first is like the most important thing, and like reducing your alcohol intake, because like I wouldn't have had a pastry this morning if I wasn't drinking last night. You know what I mean? Like,
it's true. Yeah. It's a domino effect.
Yeah, but like, you know, people get to the end of the week and
everyone drinks every weekend, and then it's like it's a shit start to the week. Yeah. You're like groggy. You're not as like.
So you're not gonna have, if you're drinking all weekend, when you get to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't want to eat healthy food, like, and you've spent a fortune on the weekend, so you've got to like do more haircuts.
Dude, this is what I'm noticing in the industry. I'm talking to these people because obviously we have a program, and it's like these people are making $10,000 a month, and they got nothing left in the bank. And it's like, why?
Also, this is what I'm saying about like people's spending habits. Like, I don't like spending a lot of money. I'm in a fortunate position now where like I don't have to buy clothes because so many brands like send us clothes, but like I've always had like anxiety when it comes to money. So when I didn't have money, I would like years ago, you know, like I was a good saver, and I think I'm fortunate that like I actually don't like the feeling of being drunk. So like if I liked it, it would probably be more of a problem because then I would be drinking more, but I'm quite fortunate that I don't actually like it, so I'm not spending that money on like going out and drinking all the time.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just like think that is like such an important part of it, is like not being a big drinker. I mean, like, don't get us wrong, like when I'm on holiday, like I enjoy a drink. Yeah. But like when I'm at home, it like doesn't bother us in the slightest.
No. Well, dude, I have to commend you because a lot of people need to realize this. It's like why you've gotten successful isn't by accident. Like some people use like your looks. They're like, oh, he's a good looking guy. He's got cool tattoos. This is why he's got a 1.5.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no, but let's reverse engineer it. Like you've been disciplined for a very long time. Like you've had a girlfriend even like, we could leave this out. Your ex would be like, hey, listen, like, let's go out and drink. You're like, no, I want to go home. I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
Like these all are good habits that eventually, what I always say, these are lagging indicators of money just coming into your life after.
Yeah.
Right? Like this doesn't just happen. And this has been 8 years. You've been 13 going to the gym. Like what people don't realize, having a healthier mind, healthier body will have a healthier mind. But then you show up more powerfully at work, right? And that effect, and the relationships you build are stronger. And like the respect you gain through socials.
I was going to say the respect you gain, but not even just respect you gain from like through socials, but the respect you gain from like other business owners. And like, so for example, like the agency that we've got involved in the hair products, like Dan and Alex, like when I first met Dan and he knew who I was on social media, but it was when he met us, he was like, oh, this guy's like serious about business and about growing and scaling. And that's when he was like, can we help you? Do you know what I mean? But like, if he met me and I was just like going out, he'd be like, nah, this guy's not serious. He's not serious. So like, that's an important part. Like people know that I am like disciplined and I am like a creature of habit and I'm like quite sensible, really. Like I can obviously like have a little blowout and stuff like that, but like I'm day-to-day basis, like
and being around you, I've noticed you're very intentional about everything you do, right? Like even with the pictures you take, like you guys see him maybe like traveling and all this, but it's like you said, it's like everything's intentional. And don't get me wrong, you have fun doing it, but there's always purpose behind it. You're like 5 steps ahead. We've spent enough time for me to realize this, and I think that's super important for people to know, because it's not like you said. It's like you'll go out, you'll have a drink, but also you're intentional about it. Like, you know when to stop and how often to do it. Like when you probably go back home, you're just like back on like the grind and like you're more focused and disciplined, right? You never go out of Manchester from what you've told me.
No, like very, very rare. Yeah. Like I might, like what I've always been good at, which people always think is crazy, is like, say if the sun's out, say in Manchester, it's a sunny day. In Manchester, there's a lot of like outside bars where you can just sit outside in the sun and have a beer. I love going and sitting in the sun and having 2 beers, but if I have 2 beers, I can go home. So many of my friends, the second they have a beer, that's it, they're out all night. I'm very good at like having 1 beer or 2 beers and then going, right, I'm going home. And they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, because it doesn't bother us. Like I can enjoy 1 or 2. I get a nice little buzz of 1 or 2 beers.
But you're also like thinking ahead, where it's like anything more than that is going to affect your week, and it's not worth affecting the week for that.
I'm going to wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to want to make my fruit bowl, like me yogurt fruit bowl.
And you're already going to be upset.
I'm going to want to order shit food. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to like not try as hard in the gym. Like, I'm probably going to like not do that admin that I need to do, or I'm probably not going to reply to my accountant, or I'm probably, like...
And a boop, 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 it adds up.
Yeah, like, whereas if I just 1 or 2, wake up, feel fresh, drink my electrolytes, crack on with my day as usual. That is so much more important to me than going out and drinking. Because like going out and drinking is great, but like when you get to like...
And that's never going to leave.
When you get
always do that.
Like when you get past midnight, like what is it? It's like everyone's hammered and like it's just loud music and like nothing's happening.
Everyone's been drinking as well. Like they know that there's no difference. There's not going to be one night that's going to be the best night ever. It's all going to be the same thing, and you're going to go back home maybe a little bit disappointed that you did it, and you gain nothing from it.
After midnight, the conversation's dead. Everyone's hammered. Like before, that's great. Everyone's having a laugh. You're in a bit of a quieter bar where you can actually talk and like talk to new people and whatever. After that, it's just nothing.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah, literally. And that's like, right, home time. Yeah, like exactly. Let's get a good night's sleep and like let's have a good day tomorrow.
100%.
But I think I'm also like in a fortunate position where like I actually love what I do and I love having businesses. Like when people say like, what are your hobbies outside of like fitness and work? I'm like, I don't need one. They're all my hobbies.
Good answer. I don't need one.
Yeah, I don't need one. Like I love building a business and like to me, my social media is a business. Like that's the way I look at it. And I'm not just posting photos for the sake of it. Like my social media is a business, and it is also how all my other businesses grow. So like, I enjoy
the building.
I enjoy building all these businesses. I enjoy fitness. I love going to the gym. Like I love going to boxing. And I need to go back to boxing to be fair. But people like, what do you do outside of that? Like, well, what else do I need? What else do I actually need?
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a lot of the times it's like other people's perspectives of like what they feel like they need to, like what makes them feel better. You know what I mean?
Like I'm not, like there's a lot of people out there who hate what they do. They hate the jobs.
So they need to have a hobby.
You've got to.
You need to escape from something that you don't enjoy.
Yeah, and I feel very, very fortunate and I'm very grateful that I've landed in something that I enjoy from such a young age. And it hasn't felt like work. So I've been able to build these businesses and do what I've done because I love what I do. Like I'm not doing something I hate. So I don't need that release on the weekend because I enjoy it every day of my life. Like I don't go to work hating it and then go, right, now I need to have fun on the weekend. So
what steps would you say for, let's say someone's not fortunate like you are, right? And they haven't gotten the chance to enjoy what they do. What steps do you think they should take to get to that point?
I don't know, because I've like just kind of had this little instinct and was like, oh, I think I want to do this. But that's because I've done it at such a young age. It must be so difficult for someone who's like in their like mid-20s, like late 20s, early 30s to have to, because obviously at this age you've got like responsibilities. You can't just like leave your job because you want to like try something. It must be difficult. So really, like when you're like in your late teens and your early 20s, that's when you need to be like trying stuff that you enjoy and like figuring out what you actually want to do and trying to find your passion. But like, is everyone going to find a passion? Probably not, and it's a shame because I think we'd live in a much better life. We'd live in a much better world if everyone was passionate about what they did. You know what I mean? But like, that's just never going to happen. So I am very grateful that I have, you know, like kind of landed on something that I love at a young age.
Yeah. I think part of it is just like initially, right, is like almost not thinking about the money. Like for me, I
never thought about the money.
Right. I just cut hair because I loved cutting hair. I didn't think about the money. And eventually I knew if I got good enough, eventually the money would come.
There wasn't any money in it when I started it.
Yeah.
Like I never,
me neither.
Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't any money in it at all. Like now, like I think people still think that like barbering's like a low income job, but it's like, do you realize how much money like good barbers charge? Do you realize how much money they get as a day rate? Like they make more than doctors.
Yeah.
Like I know people who make like, you know, like 1,500 quid a week, like $2,000 a week.
Yeah.
Like if you're a good barber and you can do a decent, you can do a decent haircut at a good pace, like you've got your own shop, like you can make like.
But there's a difference as well. It's like you can make AK, but you got to be disciplined on keeping it, right? That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and obviously that's where like the chase and the money comes in. Yeah. Is like, you know, you're like
it's like you forget what you enjoyed it initially, and now you got the bit of money, and then you think like your lifestyle is based on how much you make.
You got to think like what someone's priority is. Their priority of making as much money as possible. Then well, I'm not bothered about looking after myself, and I'm not bothered about going to the gym and eating healthy and like stuff like that.
True.
Which is like fair enough, but like. And I've been in one then.
But at the same time, you being healthier has made you more money and created more opportunities, right?
I'm sure. My kind of mindset like shifted it like during COVID. When COVID happened and my barber shop shut, I wasn't making any money. And I had all these friends who had online businesses, clothing brands, things like that, making a fortune because people were just on the phones in the house, not allowed to go to work, still getting paid, just spending money. And I'm sat at home making fucking nothing.
That's what I did as well.
And then I was like, okay, I need to start an online business.
Well, you see, this is important to talk about. It's like you have two options at that point. COVID hits, you're not making money. Do you sit around and wait for COVID to come back, or like, you know, for them to open your shop, allow them to open your shop, or do you pivot? You know, do you think strategically of like, okay, this is a really bad time. How do you make the best out of this time?
Yeah.
That's when I launched my online community.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you launch your online businesses.
Yeah, that's when I like got the ball rolling with like, right, I want a hair products company.
Yeah.
Because like something I think people have, this is what people say about us, but like it's my styling that people love, the way I style hair. And like that's something that's my favorite bit at the end is like styling it and finishing that haircut off is my favorite bit. So I've always been very interested in like learning about what products are the best for different hair types, like how should I style this. So like I've always been interested in hair products. So I was like, right, well then I'm going to do that. I'm going to start my own hair products company and I'm going to make all the best products in the world. So that's kind of like why I started that business. Obviously because looking at it, this could be huge, but also like I am actually genuinely interested about hair products. Yeah. So, but also what people need to realize, it's like that happens organically, naturally. Like it's like you were interested in cutting hair, eventually like, okay, I need a shop. And it's like a shop open, you're like, oh shit, let's franchise or let's partner up because you had someone work for you. That was never part of the plan. Yeah. Right? It just organically happened because you just took the steps necessary. I am always thinking of like, what's the best thing to do for like the business? Like what's the best thing to do to grow, like what's the best thing for me, like financially, like that is where my mindset always is. That's what I'm always thinking about.
And you didn't have all the answers.
I don't think, definitely not. Like I'm winging it. I'm just doing what I think is the right thing. Like people ask me advice, and I've got total imposter syndrome because I'm like, I don't feel like I should be answering these questions. Like I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just kind of winging it. People are like, well, how have you done this? How have you done that? I'm like,
dude, I appreciate
it's just my mindset.
That.
It's just the way I am. It's just.
I appreciate you saying that. That's important. It's true though. It's raw. Because I feel the same.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like silly, like even talking about like me and the position I'm in. Like even me saying the position I'm in. Like what? Like I'm just kind of doing my own thing. But people are like, oh, you've built such a strong brand and like things like that. And I'm like, I haven't, not yet. That's how it's honestly how I feel. I'm like, no, I haven't, not yet. Like this brand isn't where I want it to be. And like, I've kind of, this is a bit deep, but like I don't really know if I'll ever like really be satisfied with like where the businesses are. Like at what point will I be like, yeah, happy? Like obviously I'm happy now, but like when will I want to stop growing? I don't think I will. I think that's just part of like being a business owner. Can I be honest?
I think this is what's kept you growing.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I keep growing. And it's exactly how I felt. Why I've gotten so good at cutting hair from other people's perspective, and obviously there's so much room for me to grow, is because I've never been happy with my haircuts. I've never been satisfied. Yeah. I'm always looking, I'm like, that could have been better.
There's a line
There's
there.
a line there. There's shape off there. You know, like there's so much.
Yeah, there's a bit of frizz in the fringe.
Always. Never satisfied. Well, there's a saying, right? It's like, I can't remember the quote. Henry, you're usually good at this stuff.
Not even listening.
Yeah, exactly. That's our cue. Yeah. Okay, let's do this, Sam. This is going to be cool.
Okay.
I did a Q&A for the people in our stories.
Yeah.
Few people put their phone number. I said, best questions, we're going to ring them up.
Okay.
You're going to answer personally.
Okay.
What, you down to do that?
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it. Okay.
I was going to say, like, I was really nervous to do this.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Really?
I've never done one before.
Bro, you didn't seem nervous at all.
No.
Yeah, this was very good.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's good. People will see a different side of you.
Yeah.
So this is what's interesting, right? I've learned this about marketing, and this is why we've started doing this, is because people consume content differently. Yeah. Like you're always gonna have certain people that love short form.
Yeah.
You're always some people don't like short form.
That's why I got
some
YouTube.
People, so some people might like YouTube. Some people like podcasts, listening to it. Mm-hmm. Some people like to watch it while they're cooking, they'll watch it, right? So this is why it's having these different pillars for different markets, right? And I think having this will be super good for you as well.
Yeah.
Because it shows a different side of you that people don't see. Yeah. When is the last time they saw 2 hours speaking with you?
And to be fair, you know, I would like for you to like, if you clip bits and send us them that I can post.
100%.
So then it would be good if I can get more podcast opportunities as well.
I think you would.
Yeah.
Like, why not get like those big names in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's that guy's name? I really like him.
Chris Williamson. And I used to work for Chris.
You're lying.
We should talk about it. Yeah, that's who I worked for. Yeah.
Good, we've got to talk about
that. That's who I worked for.
What? Are we still recording? We are.
Yeah. I used to work for him, bro.
Are we live? We're good? Angles are good?
Yeah, Chris Williamson. I used to work for Chris. I've known Chris since I was like 19, 20-year-old.
So how did that happen? So Chris, from what I know from Chris...
Have you heard him when he talks about nightlife? He talks about like
yes.
Yeah, so I was one of the nightclub promoters, so I used to work for him.
So you were a promoter, you were in security, right?
No, I was a club promoter, yes.
And he's a club promoter as
well. He was a club promoter, but he had his own events, and I would work for the events. So I'd be like the one getting the people into the events.
So you were quite tight, like you would see him almost every day, or?
Yes, I seen him a lot when I worked for him, but I ended up getting sacked.
Okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't him who sacked us, it was his business partner.
Okay.
But like I used to go out with Chris, we used to go out drinking and stuff like back in the day. Yeah, but that's
how did that happen?
It's funny because obviously I've known Chris, I've been over. So do you know Modern Wisdom, his podcast? So like I used to go to his because I used to be like good friends with like someone who used to live with him when he had used to rent his like spare room out. So when I used to go over theirs, he would be filming Modern Wisdom in his living room on the sofa with guests. So I used to see it at its like birth. So like,
that's mad.
Yeah.
But at that time, did he have a following, or he was just he just knew people from the clubs and stuff?
Yeah. He obviously like he'd been on Love Island. He'd been on Love Island, and he'd done like a few like reality shows, like dating shows and like stuff like that. But he didn't have like a massive following. But like, people don't understand how long it actually takes to build a business. Like, bro, I'm talking. This is like 8, 9 like years ago, like not even that. I was like 24, 20, probably like 8 years ago, bro. That's how long he's been doing it. But people see him blow up.
Yeah, last 2 years.
You don't realize that he started that before he blew up. He had that business for like 5-6 years, and he was like doing he would have been getting like no views at the beginning for a long time, and it's like slowly grown, and now he's huge. But people don't realize like how long he'd actually been doing that for.
Yeah,
it's like crazy.
And this is what people need to correlate with, like themselves. Like, this is where social media, I think, has kind of fucked people up, because they see all these young kids making money, and they think they have this expectation that's like they should be making the same in a shorter amount of time. But it's like, I've been doing this for 13 years now. You know, you've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah, like two lads, like I was, the young business owners are like 23, 24, and they've got their own businesses, and they're very hungry, like they want to be successful. Like they see these like YouTubers like driving around in like Lamborghinis and stuff, and they want that. They said to me like, and they'll get there, because I can tell, like
they have the attitude.
They have it in them, like they're intelligent kids, like I'm calling them kids, but they're like 6'4", they're absolutely huge. But like they're intelligent guys, and they're hungry, and they will make it. Like I can see it in them. Like, I think you'll know, like you can spot within people, and they said like, what's one bit of advice you'd have for me? And I was like, don't wish your life away. Like, don't be like, I can't wait to get to this point and have this car and like have this and have that, because you're going to spend years thinking about the future, and you're not actually going to like live in the moment and enjoy your life. For years, I wished my life away, and like now I'm like 33, and I'm like, what? I'm realizing that the actual fun bit is the process, because you're actually never going to be satisfied anyways. I'm probably never going to be satisfied. So what's the point in just wishing for the future all the time, when the fun bit is the building, is the whole process?
It's like,
so I just said to them, just like enjoy the process, because that's the fun bit. And you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be 30-year-old, and you're going to be like, why haven't I like tried to just enjoy it?
Or what's going to happen, you're going to achieve all these things, and then
it's not going to feel the way you want to do anyways.
Yeah,
it doesn't,
and you're gonna regret feeling like shit throughout the process.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because when you have responsibilities and all these things, you're gonna realize the process was actually the fun bit.
Exactly, the building is the fun bit.
It's so true, because sometimes I tend to fall into this trap, right? Yeah. Of feeling like unhappy or stressed, and there's all this pressure. Pressure is not the problem. It's stress, and it's like all this anxiety that I cause on myself. Because I'm supposed to be where, in my head, I'm supposed to be somewhere that I'm not, right? When the reality of the situation is like, if you work at whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, eventually through time, you will get there. Yeah. If every day you're pouring every ounce into it, you will get there. So why are you worried about the outcome?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's where faith steps in. I'm not too sure if you're religious at all, but...
Not in the slightest.
Really?
No.
Yeah. I think that helps for me specifically.
That's fair enough. Like people, I know a lot of people who have like religion as like something that like kind of keeps them on like the straight and narrow, or like gives them
keeps me grounded.
Keeps you grounded. Yeah. Like I've never been a religious person. I don't come from like a religious family. Yeah. Like I've never went. Obviously, I'm from like they're all like Christians and like in like Newcastle. Like people who are religious, like tend to be like Christian. Never really been to church. Nothing like that. Would probably be different if I was brought up in a household where like my mum and dad were like going to church and like teaching us about it, and then I might be more religious. But I remember my dad asked me, my dad tells this story that when I was a kid, I'd said to my dad, what do you think happens when you die, Dad? And he was like, oh, you go to heaven. And then he asked me, this was like I was a young kid, and he was like, what do you think happens? And I was like, I believe in reincarnation. And like my dad was like,
that's for a young kid
to like say that you're going to be like reincarnated. He was like,
that's a smart answer.
And I do think I kind of believe in that as well. I do think that like your energy is just like recycled, so it'll leave this vessel, and that energy will go into a new one, and you'll have no memory because you'll have a different brain of like your previous life, and that's where I think reincarnation would.
That's interesting.
Come in.
I never thought of it that way.
I don't believe it in the sense of like if you're a good person, you'll end up being a human again. If you're a bad person, you'll be a worm. I don't necessarily think that, but I do believe that the energy will stay. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you're conscious of it.
Yeah, I kind of believe in that. I believe in like energy more than anything, but I don't really like care at the same time. Like, see what happens.
Each their own, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. This is a little bit sidetracking what we just spoke about. Yeah. What's the dating life been like for you?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like being singles, like.
Well, for people that don't know, we walked on Toronto and we walked a bunch of streets. I've never seen anything like it. This guy gets so many looks. So let's put it this way: he's like the hot girl in high school. How every guy approaches the hot girl and the hot girl just rejects them. You're the hot girl of the fucking city, bro.
You making us blush.
Yeah. Like he'll get women. It's funny because we spoke about this again. We don't have to leave this if we don't want to, but we spoke about this and some guy asked, he's like, "What's your like approach to women?" He's like, "I don't approach women."
Yeah, like my approach is
my way. It's like
like the way I do things will not work for you. You know what I mean? Like
you got to be jack tatted and have 1.5 million on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't like talking about it too much because I feel like I'm like blowing my own trumpet and stuff. But like I have noticed over like the past couple of years that I get like a lot more attention than what I used to get.
Hey, but listen, this is like, let's look at it logically though. Let's look at it logically. At the end of the day, women are attracted to status and are attracted to people that are so in a good physical shape, right? So it's status and what's the other one? Status and something else. I'm forgetting the word here. It's like a hierarchy. It's like people are like women are attracted to that. So it makes sense when it's like you have the following, you have the money, you have the looks, right? You take care of yourself. That's a very rare thing for women to see. Like there isn't many guys that do that, right? So for them, it's like you're an anomaly, right? There isn't many Sam Rascals in the world. So like to me, it's like logically, if you look at it, you put it on a spreadsheet, it makes sense why you're getting women that are attracted to you, right? Yeah. And approach you instead of you approach them. So yeah, if you guys want women to approach you.
Yeah, but like the women approaching me thing is like very much a Canada, America thing.
It doesn't happen in Manchester?
Like England, not
really.
Nah. Like I was saying, like English people are a bit more like reserved. Like obviously I'll get like messages and stuff. Like that's where probably you'll get more like English people like will message you. But like would they come up to you and be like, "You're hot"? Like no. But in America and like Canada, like women are way more like forward. Yeah, that doesn't really happen in. I think like in England they'll look at you. Like they'll give you a look and like they'll give you an indicator or something like that for you to go up to them. Yeah. But like in America and Canada, they'll just literally walk up to you.
It's true.
Crazy.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I do feel that. But also you do look foreign. You don't look like you're from here.
Yeah, everyone says that like I look Mexican or like something like that. Spanish.
But there's also a lot of foreign people here, so
yeah.
Cool. Let's get to it. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna read through some of these. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna read them. I'm just gonna call them.
Okay.
And they're gonna ask the question. Watch them forget about the question they asked. I want to see who's the smart guy asking the right questions. Because holy shit, let's talk about that.
Yeah, how many shit
guys?
ones?
When you have an opportunity to ask a question and you go, "Hey, what clippers and scissors are you using?" Like, holy shit, did you not take 2 minutes to think?
Yeah, like have a look at my videos. Whatever scissors I'm using.
And it's like why would you ask that? Like, look at the videos exactly. Yeah. Or it's like bro,
how do you connect the top?
How do you connect the top to the sides? We're gonna talk about how we do it.
Yeah, ask us something interesting.
Fuck my life, boys and girls. It's mostly boys. Well, some people didn't even ask a question, bro, and then put their number, like as if we're gonna call you. You are very popular. How to achieve such a great result? Yeah, man.
That was a Google Translate one, I think.
All right. Actually, some of the ones that ask your questions, shout out, are from my community. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. All right, guys, let's do it. So first one is Kevin. I'll give him a shout. Are we rolling? Yo, Kevin, what's up, my man? This is Alexi. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
Good, man. I'm with Sam right now. He's actually across from me. We're live.
Yes, bro.
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can. Can you hear me? I'm with Sam right now. We're doing a podcast. We're live. I did a Q&A. You asked a question, so I'm giving you one opportunity to ask one question. What's that question for Sam? He's across from me, so he'll be answering your question.
Is it the question I asked on there, right?
You can ask another one if you want, but yes, you get one chance.
I'm gonna ask the same question. I'm driving, so I'm sorry if you hear a little some ruckus and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I asked him what was the shift of decision that took you from just being good at cutting hair to building the brand that you have now that people would follow and support. Because a lot of barbers are skilled with craft, but not all of them become recognized or followed or in demand. So what kind of made you push yourself in that direction to make that choice? Like, I want to build a brand. I want to be Sam Rascal, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, hi, mate. How you doing?
Good. How are you, brother?
Yeah, bro, I'm good. Thank you for your question. Like, I appreciate it. That's a good question. Yeah, there came a point where, you know, I had my own shop and I was, you know, just cutting hair day in, day out. And I was like, you know, like, if I really want to be like wealthy and be successful, like, what do I need to do? And it's like, well, first of all, if I want to be successful, like, I want to grow my audience because that's the biggest tool that I can have for growing any business. And it was like, right, well, I can only have so many barbers followers. I need to start, you know, looking more appealing to like the average Joe, like normal people, like clients, you know, like consumers, like just normal people. If I'm going to start businesses and I want to grow, like, I can't just be a barber's barber. I need to be like a people's barber, you know, and gain that trust. And, you know, like, then you can start businesses off the back of it and, you know, like grow a brand. I mean, that was like definitely it's weird because like, it's kind of like a subconscious decision that you make and you don't really know where it's going to go, but you obviously know that you want to be successful. So it feels weird being in, you know, a good position now and people asking these kind of questions and thinking I'm giving it a definite answer. But like, kind of when I was doing it at the time, it wasn't like as intentional. I just knew that was kind of like something I needed to do. I didn't really think too much about it. It was more just like, it's weird because in my head it's like common sense, like, and it's not, but like, that's why like sometimes I struggle answering questions because I'm like, I kind of didn't do it with intention. It's just, to me, it was just like, this is just what I need to do. But yeah, and then like I was saying to Alexi in this podcast, you know, like when I signed to an agency, you know, when I got my social media to a point where it was, you know, I had friends telling us like, look, Sam, you need to join an agency because like that's where like the money is for social media. And that's when the shift into like lifestyle content came in. And I think over the past couple of years, like my audience is so engaged with my content now because I post so much more lifestyle stuff and not just barbering stuff as well. So yeah, that's kind of like how I've got to where I am now. Was that a good answer or not? Did that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking your time to share that with me. I really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of find it hard to articulate things sometimes and like describe why I've made decisions, if you know what I mean.
But it makes sense to some people. It's not, you said, it sounds obvious to you and sometimes you don't know how to say it, but it's like not obvious to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they don't apply because they get distracted.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They think it's like that specific special thing that they got to do to grow, right?
Yeah.
So yes, thanks for that. Kevin, appreciate your time, bro. We got a couple other people we got to call. So yeah, bro. Thanks again for your time.
Kevin, nice one, bro.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Good to speak to you, mate.
Take care, brother. All right, that was a good answer.
Was it? I felt like I was
no, that was very good.
blabbing on a little bit.
Nah. Really good.
Yeah, was it?
No, people need that.
Yeah.
People are answering though. Usually people don't answer. You know, they're like, who the fuck?
Yeah, random numbers.
Yeah. Eric, what's up, my man? This is Alexi. How you doing, brother? I'm across Sam right now. We are live doing a podcast. I said I'd give you a call. You had a good question. You put your number down. So I'm giving you a call. You have one chance, one opportunity to ask your question, and Sam's across from me, so I'll let you guys speak in a minute.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. Hey, so just wanted to say, man, you know, love your accomplishment, love your content, man. My only question is, what was the hardest thing, the hardest decision you've ever had to make in your life, and do you regret it?
The hardest decision it's literally just gave us shivers even just like thinking about it. The hardest decision I've ever had to make was moving away from my hometown. Like I lived in my hometown up until about 2 years ago, and it was really difficult for us to move because one, I had to step away from my shops. It was the right decision to make because if I want to keep growing, I want to be successful, I need to be able to detach from my shops. Because at the end of the day, if I keep opening shops, I can't work in all of them. So at some point, I have to be able to detach, and I've got to make the right decision and move to a bigger city to create more opportunities for myself. But like there was a couple of times where, you know, I like cried my eyes out because it was like stressing us out that much. I was getting sleepless nights because it was hard. Like, you know, I've got a property there, so I was like renting the property out, and I was having to step away from the shops. I was like, the rent is so much higher in Manchester, and like, you know, just these having to like think about all these things, and what if the businesses fail? This was the first time when I was like, this is how I'm going to find out if my shops are going to fail without me being there or not. Because I don't know. Are people coming to the shops because Sam's in Newcastle, or are they coming to the shops because the service they're getting in the shop's good and they like the shops?
And like, because of Sam.
Well, this is when I'm going to find out.
Right.
Because if I move to Manchester and the shops fail, it's going to. Yeah, that was like a big risk for me. But like starting businesses and investing money into businesses has never been like felt like a big risk. It was like they've always been like, yeah, this is what we're doing. It's going to be a little bit scary, but balls deep, we're doing it. Whereas the moving thing for me was something I'd never had to do before. So it was like, but I learned so much from it. And now I know like that's, you know, I can do it. Like the businesses are still, they're still growing. They're getting busier. One of them is rammed, like like they need to be bigger. The shops aren't big enough. Like we need bigger shops. So, and I would have never known that if I didn't step away. Yeah. So like, yeah, that was a pretty scary big decision for us.
Wow, man.
How was that answer? All right.
Eric, thank you so much, bro.
Of course, thank you so much, brother. And yeah, that, you know, helps me, you know, get on the right track as well, because you're getting, like, at the end of the day, you know, we're human.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to take chances in life.
Oh, bro,
yeah,
we've been speaking about this on the pod, bro. Like, you've got to just, like, it doesn't matter whether I'm scared or nervous about doing something. If it has to be done, it has to be done. And that's just the way you've got to think of it, and not procrastinate and don't waste time. Just do it.
Yeah, I love that one. Eric, appreciate it, bro. We got other people we got to call. Thanks for your time again.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother.
Bye-bye. All right. By the way, for people watching, he says us a lot. That's a North England thing.
It means me.
Him.
It means me. Us means me.
I only find out like literally yesterday. I'm like, us. Who's us, bro? Who's us?
Us.
That's a North England thing apparently. All right. I'm gonna get Hairplay TV. There's no Jack.
Hello?
Hello, am I speaking to Jack?
This is Jack.
This is Alexi. I'm actually doing a podcast right now, and Sam's across from me, and you had and you had a good question. I'm like, I might as well just give you a call.
Oh my God, is this a dream? Can you pitch me?
I have.
Hi, Jack.
Okay, so let's get to it.
Let's get to it. What's your question?
So my question was, what was the biggest sacrifice that you feel that you had to not give up, but in a sense, like almost like switch in like the mentality to like be where you are? What was like that turning point? I guess I'm asking for you.
The biggest thing I had to sacrifice was my social life at one point. I had a very active social life for a lot of years, and then like when I started my own business, you know, when I initially opened my first shop, I was still going out, I was still partying, and then I was coming to work and I was like, you know, trying to grow the business and trying to do things, and I was realizing that like my brain wasn't really working properly. Like I'd realized that like, right, I need to pull away from like going out and like drinking and partying, like not even just to drink, like, you know, like going out and like doing drugs and like doing all that kind of shit. And I had to pull away from doing that. But like in doing that, you realize that like that was when you see your friends, like when you're going out. And then when I start pulling away from doing that, everyone's like, what's the matter with you? Like, why aren't you coming out? Like, why are you hanging out with your new friend? Like, do you know what I mean? Like Chris Williamson spoke about this on one of his podcasts, it's like there's this like middle ground of like kind of not falling out, but like detaching from your old friends and then like having to create new friends who are like-minded, who've got businesses. Because now a lot of people who I'm like close to have their own businesses because, you know, you can relate, like we can have conversations about with stresses and with struggles because they understand because they're a business owner. But when I was back home in Newcastle, I had such a big friendship group that I went out with and like partied with all the time, and I still like absolutely love all the boys. But like for many years, I had to sacrifice seeing all my friends because being around them meant I was partying and doing stuff. So like that was kind of weighed quite heavy on us like for a while, and I kind of lost my social life completely for like a lot of years. So that was a bit of a deep answer.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
But
honestly, I feel like that's kind of the answer that I guess I was like looking for. It resonates a lot, and I'm really grateful for you guys being open. We are actually getting ready to work a hair show tomorrow, and I think it just leaves a little food for thought right before we go out.
Yeah. Yes.
Socialize with different brands and go to dinner, and I think it just sets things into perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I'm saying is like, don't like not go out and like and party, because like at the end of the day, it's still like part of networking as well. Like if you're like wanting to work with brands and if the brand's out, the people who represent the brand, they're out and they're having a drink, you don't want to look like boring.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like, get on people's level, like still build that network. Like me and Alexi went out and had a drink last night, and like we're pretty like, mate, we're like,
that's my best friend.
Yeah, like we're like pretty like we've got on really well. You know, if I had came here and was like, right, I'm not going out and drinking, I'm going to stay in my room, Alexi would have been like, this guy's a loser. Do you know what I mean? But like,
I would have said that.
That's a big part of it.
I'm kidding.
But like, yes, just
you gotta
still have fun.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy.
But just make the right decisions on when to have the fun.
Yeah. Well,
but good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you so much
by the
for
way,
your time, Jack.
Good luck for tomorrow, Jack.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling. Wish you guys luck and good luck on the podcast.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was a good question.
That was.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, doesn't want to pick up. Lost a chance. Lost a chance.
Your reaction was funny when you answered.
Oh my God, pinch me. Oh, he's calling back. Hello?
What's going on, Alexi?
What's up? Did my name pop up when I called?
Not right away. I had to it came up after, underneath it.
Interesting. I shouldn't have that setting on. I'm kidding. But we're actually, dude, we're live right now. We're doing a podcast. Sam's across from me. And we figured you had a good question, bro. So I want to give you that opportunity to ask him the question. You got one shot, one opportunity. What's
your name?
What's your name? Marco, right?
Marco, correct.
Yeah.
Hi, Marco. How you doing, bro?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
How you liking it down here?
Mate, I love it. Oh, I love Toronto. It's sick.
It's very lively.
So much better than I thought it was going to be. Not that I thought it was going to not be good, but like I didn't realize how fun the city was.
It's definitely surreal when you're here, you know?
Canadians are sick as well.
So my question, what I had to say was, what would you say in nowadays today makes a barber different compared to the average other one? You know what I'm trying to say? With now having a bunch of different trendy barbers, what makes like the difference between one compared to another? Not including skills.
Not including skills.
Skill set wise, you know?
Oh God, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Like what? I mean, it's like, what makes it stand out other than like the actual cutting hair? Is that what you're saying?
You're saying what makes someone stand out outside of their cutting ability, right?
Yeah, what's other than the cutting ability, correct?
Yeah, I would say like what else can you bring into it? That's what I think. Like what else can you bring into it? You can bring personality into it. You can bring your fashion sense into it. Like what else can you branch into? Can you do skits?
Maybe this is what's gonna help you with your answer. Because I don't want to answer for you. But I would say like I think it's like skill stacking, right? Like if you look at Sam's pillars, one of them is his specific style of cutting hair, but he also goes to the gym. But he also is has his own products, right? It's like out of all of this, he becomes one, right?
Yeah.
He has his own tattoo, his look, right? I think it's just like it's all these different aspects and maybe like hobbies that make
personal image is like personal image is like
now you identify with Porsche. Like how many barbers have a Porsche now that have tattoos that go to the gym?
No, 100%.
Right?
That's
so
one of one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's everything around it is like anything that like can be portrayed on social media as like could be just as important, because like people follow people, they want to know about the person. So like you could be good at cutting hair, but like what else can we find out about you that's like interesting?
Yeah.
Like, do you have any like actual genuine hobbies that like we can get an insight on as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I was saying before, like I don't really have any hobbies other than like the gym, but that's why I post about the gym.
Yeah.
And that's why I post my lifestyle. Like I love clothes, I love fashion. Like,
so he's been able to grab a market from people that are also into fashion, also into tattoos, also into maybe Porsches. Like, that's not a good example, but you get where I'm going with
it. And I'm a massive car guy.
And he's a massive car guy, right?
Like, I love cars, you know what I mean?
So he got a following of people are like, oh, that's sick Porsche picture. Oh, and he does cutting hair. I'm
not getting the car just because I'm like, oh, I'm going to look sick with this car. Like, I love cars, and I always have. Like, we've been out here, I'm always like, oh, there's Ferrari over there. Like, oh, there's McLaren. Like, I was straight away, was like, yours are the S63. Yeah. Like, I love cars. So, like, me posting about, like, my car is just, like, something that I'm going to do because I love it.
And actually like it. Yeah. I hope that answers it. Does that answer it?
Alexis, perfect. Sam, thank you honestly for those wise words, man. I appreciate everything.
All good, bro. Thank you for your question. I appreciate it.
100%, man. Enjoy your guys' rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too, bro. See you later.
Bye-bye. Sam, mate, appreciate it, man. It's been an honor, bro.
Yeah, that was
sick time.
I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Sick, right?
Yeah.
I hope we can get you out here again for another one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, maybe in Miami next time.
I'm definitely coming to Miami.
Yeah, bro.
When you move to Miami.
I'll let you know when
I've got a reason to come now. Yeah. I mean, like Dino said it anyways. Like, for anyone who doesn't know, there's a guy called Dino the Barber. He lives in Miami.
Like, is he in Miami right now?
He lives in Miami. Yeah, he was in LA and then now he's moved to Miami.
I didn't know that.
So, like, I would love to, when you're there, I'm coming because we can link up with Dino, making you can do stuff. We'll chill and that.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Cool. Guys, Sam Rascals. By the way, this is your only podcast you've ever done.
I've never done a podcast before. Never.
Absolute honor, mate.
It was why I was nervous.
Yeah. Smashed it, bro.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
I enjoyed
Thanks,
it.
bro. Appreciate you again, man.
Anytime.
All right, let's go eat, boys.
Yeah. Sweet.
Fucking smashed it.
You enjoy that?
That was sick.
Oh.
Smashed it, bro.